Well, I hope everybody's having a better day than Sony. How's
So,
everybody doing who's in so far? I know Phil's going to be coming in momentarily. Um, can someone can someone who's more technically inept pop in real quick and alert tag everyone in the Discord and let them know that we're live and that they can either view or they can participate. I really don't care which at this point, but we're gonna get rock and roll. And while somebody's doing that, if anybody knows how to do that, if not,
There
fuck
we
it,
go.
they'll either show up or they won't. Um,
do you post this on Twitter or
yeah, it's already
X,
yeah,
whatever?
it is on X. Yeah, it is
I'll
on
retweet it.
yeah,
I'll
it's
just,
already on
I'll,
Twitter, so we're good there. And so,
just
alrighty, so let me go ahead and just let's wind the clock back and kind of explain to everybody why we're here and what the fuck we're doing here today to bury Sony. So this is the Sony PlayStation 5 Burial kickstand not included stream. This is
oh
the
my god.
kickstand not included stream. We'll just shorten it up to the fucking kickstand not included stream. Because after all, when you spend $799 dues, you don't expect a fucking kickstand that costs what? At most. I mean, we can stretch that and say that costs 20 fucking dollars. Can't expect that. Can't expect a disk drive. Can't expect anything of that nature, but we can expect a 799 minuscule upgrade from what what already exists. So my first observation that I want to make, and I want to just set the stage. So here we have Sony, right? Here we have Sony,
Mhm.
who has already given us so much to laugh about since the dawn of the PlayStation 5 generation. We've got the PlayStation 5. Then we have the PlayStation porta potty toilet device thing. There was like, remind me, how much was that fucking thing?
$200.
$200 for the porta potty. Okay. So we got the PlayStation porta potty, $200. Got the PlayStation 5, $500 or $600. Who fucking knows? Yeah, it's only dollars, right? It's not like anybody fucking misses those things when they spend them, right? Right, Sony?
Now, you can't collect the blue coins from Super Mario Sunshine and trade them in for a PS5.
Then you've got the
Oh my god.
PlayStation Elite controller, $200. You got the PlayStation VR2, $550. But here's the good news. There was always a silver lining with the PlayStation 5, guys. PlayStation 5 games remain $0 because there are no fucking PS5 games. So jokes began. I just want to kind of set the stage for this. So boy, has Sony had a rough generation and a rough week so far.
Yeah.
Boy, have they. So we start off, they decide, you know what? You know what would be a great fucking idea? Let's go ahead and launch a $600 console, and let's do it during a fucking pandemic and a mini recession and a parts shortage. Let's do that. That sounds like who thought that'd be a great fucking idea? Well, Jack Ryan apparently. So that was the start of this absolute fucking train wreck of a generation for Sony. Keeping in mind, guys, that Sony PlayStation had already lost the war with Microsoft in terms of Microsoft successfully was able to prevent them from moving upstream and threatening Windows as an operating system for gaming. So they already succeeded in basically defanging Sony with what Microsoft and the Xbox division was designed to do. So we're leading into that, and we're off the PS4, which actually was a successful system. And we decide, no, we're going to put out a new system. We're going to do that in the middle of a pandemic and a parts shortage and a mini recession. And that'd be a
Gotta
great
make those
fucking time to
shareholders
launch a
happy.
console.
Yep.
Gotta make those shareholders happy.
Got to make those shareholders happy. Yeah, even though shareholders, honestly, half the time don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. They're led by the nose by the board of directors. And I can tell you as someone who's in that world. They're led by the nose by the board of directors. Most shareholders don't even understand that direct comparisons across time are fucking useless. Phil's in the fucking chat, so Phil got lost. Phil, you're supposed to be in here. So, when you get an opportunity, go ahead and go to the little tab at the bottom. It is the little stage in the corner tab, and that's where anybody who wants to participate in this fucking thing can come in the Discord that's linked in my Twitter page, and you can pop in and you can share your thoughts. Okay, hold on, Biatch. Well, again, we're waiting on you. You're the one supposed to be here on time.
I shot a retweet for you. So
perfect, and I'm one to fucking talk. Crimson was actually more on time to my own fucking party than I was, but that's okay. that's how it is.
That kind of a day, man.
Yeah, fashionably late. Fashionably late.
We're doing it live.
We're doing it live. Fuck it, we're doing it live.
We're doing it live.
So,
I didn't know we were doing camera or not.
So if you want to use camera, you can. If not, I don't ever use camera because I'm a fucking internet ghost. So why would anybody? There wouldn't be anything to see.
I'm good. I like my stupid little profile picture.
So here we are. Okay, so Sony's sitting there, and they've created a little bit of a mess for themselves. Here they sit, not enough systems to meet demand, dick in hand, not knowing what the fuck to do. And so they say, I know what I'll do. We're going to put out a VR system that also doesn't have the parts to produce it. We're going to put that out there. And we're going to also make the porta potty, and that also will have a parts shortage. So all this shit is going to go into the hands of Scalper for like 3 years.
Yeah.
Now with go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, it's weird because at least with the Portal to some degree, right? You could see kind of like where they were going, but then everything else with the Portal, you're like, oh man, I don't know about this. But I don't think they should have jumped into doing that stuff. That's all I was gonna say. It was like a quick point.
So yeah, any system has one job, and it's games. That's what a console's job is: deliver exclusive games. And so, that's what I was gonna say. The silver lining on the PlayStation is, well, it's okay because that there's no systems available because there's not any games available either. So works out. And then we're going to fast forward here because I just wanted to set up that Sony's already like screwed the pooch 6 ways from Sundays on this generation. And now we get here, we have what a week Sony's had. So you have Concord, which is one of the biggest bombs in game history.
Yeah.
Followed up with Astrobot. Now, people can talk all they fucking want about Astrobot and say, it looks an awful lot like Window Washer Mario. And I have seen enough stills to understand that it literally looks just like fucking Window Washer Mario, literally. But who cares? If it's fun, Nintendo doesn't get to patent game design, game mechanics, nor should they.
I mean, we could talk about it. I did buy that.
Yeah. It looks like I've seen a crazy amount of side by side. It's like, whoa.
Oh yeah, no, it's totally like, hey, we're gonna do the Mario thing, like unabashedly. It's
specifically Window Washer Mario, like specifically Mario Sunshine.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of posts.
Like the way the flood works, and
the beams that come out of his feet.
Yeah.
Are we talking about?
Yeah, it's that, and it's the way he moves is almost identical to some of the flood motions.
I can see that a little bit. Yeah, okay.
So we go from that to the high. We go from the low of Concord to the high of fucking. I can't even fucking think of it now. Yeah, Astrobot.
Astrobot, yeah.
And then Sony decides, okay, how can we fuck this up, guys? How can we fuck up this momentum? And Phil arrives at an absolutely pitch perfect time because, and I give you.
How'd you get on the video?
Yep, and I give
Hi,
you
guys. Hi guys. Hi guys.
Yep.
Just to say, I'm prepared for tonight because I got my popcorn ready, some caramel popcorn because it's probably going to get salty. And then I got Dr. Pepper. I got water. I mean, because I'm going to have to be well hydrated when the rant train starts.
Phil's ready to go.
I'm ready. I'm ready to go because my gosh, I don't know if y'all saw my YouTube short I did today.
Oh, I saw it for sure.
I did a voice over the whole thing. It's like introducing, dude.
No, it was good. Like, it was like presentation style, and then all of a sudden, like, because that's about what everybody got. So before we get started on the next, so now we're at the PS5 Pro. So before we do that, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take a look at the comments section. And I'm actually shocked. I thought everybody that's normally my audience would be in the fucking stream today. But apparently we're drawing some sort of an audience, which is like cool. It's like, so Physical Release Alert says, hey guys, what's going on, Physical Release Alerts? Thanks for popping in, man. I appreciate that. Started Pavimer says, price is good, price fair. Stop complaining. Well, then go buy one. But we're not just going to talk about here's the thing. Started Pavimer. So Pavimer, I'm very much not interested in how fucking fair something is. What the fuck does fair mean? Define fair. Fair for you? Because I can tell you right now, it's not going to be fair to a lot of people who are suffering through what is essentially a recession. We've had 24 months of an inverse yield curve. Do you even know what the fuck that is? For somebody who talks about, how fair prices are, I would hope you know what that is. If you want to talk market,
you want to talk about how fair. You want to talk about how fair prices are. Just last week, I went out to a local restaurant, barbecue restaurant, to get me and my mom a meal. Now, I get almost the same thing every time. It's called a Moab. It's a big burrito with like meat, egg, beans, coleslaw. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's like a whole fucking meal wrapped up in a burrito cushion. Yeah.
It's like a meat extravaganza in a burrito. And that costs $9.99. Right? I know how much that costs. $9.99 before tax and tipping. I get that sucker. And it's $14.99. It went up 8% from a month ago. And the restaurant was completely dead. There was nobody in there. There was like one old dude eating. I was like, where's everybody? Why isn't this place slamming? This is the best restaurant in our little town. And we really only got like 2 good places to eat. And it's like, oh, well, things just have been slow this week. I was like, no wonder it's been slow. Y'all increased the price by 50%. If that's not inflation and a bad economy, I don't know what is, because they're having to raise their prices on everything to pay for the fees they're having to pay. And then they're passing it on to the customers, which make it harder for us. So yeah, our economy is shitola right now.
So it depends on who you're asking, but you're not entirely wrong. And that's what I want to kind of address. So I guess to start with what started Pavimer is, to address him in good faith, if he's still here. So the economy is really, really rocking and rolling for people like me, for example. Like if you're trading, if you're doing things of that nature, if you're in the business of investment, things are going pretty fucking groovy right now. But if you're looking at it from a customer angle, a buyer's angle, and not a seller's angle, things are pretty shitty. And here's the thing, started. If you're buying a Sony console, are you the buyer or are you the seller? Pretty fucking elementary remedial question, my dude. So you are the buyer. So the fact that system is $700 for a console, just to head off being like, well, my PC parts are more expensive than that. This is a console, homie. A console is supposed to be a plug-in and play box. That's what a console's designed to do. It's not supposed to have the complexities of a PC in the head.
That's what was originally made. It was supposed to be a home entertainment system. That's what
you sound like you're in the
yeah, Phil, you sound like you are in a
version
80s music video.
Oh, really? I went bad?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, you're bad. Yeah, now your voice is good. Yeah, you sounded like you were in an 80s. Sounded like you were in like a fucking Duran Duran music video for a second.
Dude, I said he sounds like he's in the fucking Matrix, man.
Yeah, let's get it, Matrix. But it's like it was supposed to be the cheaper, affordable way to play games over going to the arcade or having a PC, because back then PCs were these big, huge boxes that were stupid expensive. And it's supposed to be an affordable way to game, and now it's no longer affordable. It's almost like you're on PC, but it's a locked ecosystem to where you don't even have access to all the freedom and all the things that PC gets. Not to mention, you don't get the really good digital prices.
100%.
You're stuck paying Sony $70 for a digital copy of the game.
So I was talking
when
to my
digital
friend
copies of games should be way cheaper than physical. It should be way cheaper than physical.
Yeah, he was telling me that with all the different fucking game stores, like the Epic Game Store and the Steam sales, like she gets so many goddamn games for free on PC, and so that's the trade-off.
Oh.
So yeah, it's expensive up front, but it is cheap long term because of the way the software works. That's the way the whole whole thing works.
If you subscribe to Amazon Prime, dude, they're giving me free games every single month. I got like a buttload of them from GOG, Epic, Amazon, like gaming, tons of them. It sucks that you'd have to download a bunch of launchers, but I have access to so many games that I would probably fill up that SSD that I have in that PC by now, even though I haven't really even bought any. I just paid for my Prime sub so my mom could watch her Prime movies, and I got all these games as a bonus that I get to keep. I don't lose access to them like when PS Plus runs out, and then all those games I downloaded on my PS4 or PS5, I don't even get to play because there's a big old lock symbol on it. Saying, no, you don't get that.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. PC has a lot more freedom.
So yeah, so you're comparing. So just to head off the argument of my PC parts. Well, yeah, I don't care about your PC parts. We're talking about a console. We're talking about console pricing, and So and last but not least, now that I think I've thoroughly kind of debunked the whole. Not that you made an argument. You literally said stop complaining. Price good, price fair. Good is objective. Fair is objective. You didn't make an argument. I will leave you with this. So there's a sucker born every minute started. Here's your sucker. Have a nice day.
Don't complain about product. Just buy and consume product.
Buy stuff. Buy stuff.
Yeah. Just buy stuff.
Yeah, buy stuff.
I kind of think I know who that started guy is, by the way.
Who cares? Who cares?
So if it is who I think it is, they're just trolling for the sake of trolling, so I would ignore them.
I can't ignore anybody. You know how me. I'm like Ron fucking Burgundy. If it's on the comments, I've got to read it. But what I will tell you is you can put more comments in, and fair if you want to have a discussion that way, or you can just be a man and just fucking hop in the Discord. It's an open Discord invite. Hop in and we can have a discussion. I'd love to have a discussion with somebody who I would love for someone to hop in here who actually wants to defend this shit. I would love to. I would fucking love. So again, this doesn't have to be a bitch fest. This doesn't have to be a cry fest. You can come in here and you can defend Sony. And you can tell us about what good boys they are. Like you absolutely can do that if you want. I would love to have a pony in here. I would love to have a Sony sister come in here and fucking make the defense happen. So
I'm dying.
Make it happen, buddy. Make your dreams come true.
I mean, I'm kind of curious. I mean, I don't know what you guys are playing or whatever, but I mean, I have a PS5 and I like it. But I mean, yeah, like obviously, I'm not going to stand because I knew months ago that when all the rumors are coming out, I was like, if they're going to announce this thing, it's going to eat shit. Like you're starting to see it already now. Well, but that's it. Like I'm not gonna.
And part of what we're gonna do, so we're gonna celebrate this whole day. So we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna deal with the ponies. We're also going to kind of read some of the reaction of the game community live, and we're gonna go over some articles. So I'm really excited. This is gonna be a complete fucking burial for this piece of shit, and I'm very excited to do it. But before we do that, because we've already spent 20 minutes addressing the ponies.
What do we got on camera?
So we've got, Phil and I have already talked because that's what we are fucking talkers. We're talkaholics. So I'm going to lend the floor to a few other people on here. Brooke, tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Well, I got into gaming a long time ago from my cousin. He had an NES, and my first game on there was Super Mario 3. And ever since then, I've loved video games.
Always, yeah. And by the way, I've always said you have great fucking taste. That's always a great place to start. Is Super Mario Brothers 3. Will you be buying a PlayStation 5 Pro?
Again.
Fuck no.
Fuck no. Okay. Why won't you be buying a PlayStation 5 Pro, Brooke?
The price.
Yeah, but price good, price fair. Stop complaining.
I am good with my regular PS5.
Well, judging by the screenshots, you're not missing much. I will tell you. Judging by those fucking Last of Us Part 2 screenshots, like you will not be missing much. You really will not be.
Which Last of Us screenshots? Is it this one?
No, we didn't get to see that. No, they didn't show us that one in wonderful fucking 4K.
Did you see the thing with the YouTuber? What's his name? It's a famous YouTuber, and he's watching it, and he's like, "I don't understand. Like, Jack's film."
So I'm gonna give a hot take here, probably, because I know that game gets shredded.
It's incredible, but you gotta see it.
I find it hilarious. Have you guys seen like the Take On Me, like the 80s music video, Take On Me, where they take that Abby scene with Abby and the man bun guy, and they literally have like they start switching it off with like Goku Frieza, like Belmont Dracula. Like they start and they just slowly switch it. The magic of that sex scene, you can put literally anything. Like Ronald McDonald and Grimace. Like, and they just like rapidly fucking swapping it is what they're doing. And I'll see if I can find that here later. But and they're doing it to the music. The Take On Me, Take On Me. They're doing it to that song and just swapping out like multiple different pop culture references in the sex scene. It's so funny. It's amazing. I'll see it. But anyway, I'm gonna give a hot take. This is a quick aside on The Last of Us Part 2. I know that game gets shredded. I think it gets shredded for a lot of the wrong reasons. Like, I get that people don't like Abby. I get they don't like her because she killed Joel. Sorry if anybody didn't already know that, but yeah, so I'm drunk. Fuck.
You said the thing.
But the point being though, is that I think the problem with The Last of Us Part 2 is if you're gonna introduce a character like Abby, you needed an entire game with that character to set them up to make them as relatable as Joel and Ellie. You can't do something where you literally you can't do it to where you literally have fucking a whole game with Joel and Ellie. 5 minutes with this character that does a horrendous thing, and then it's done. You can't do that. You just can't do that. And that I think is what fucking happened. I think that's the problem.
Dude, you also cannot literally make the main character that you played 90% of the first game. You only get to play like the first minute of like riding on a horse and I'm like, that is the most thing to do. The character who so many damn people in the first game. He was a monster. He was like a Terminator in the game, taking down infected, taking down all these thugs and bandits. Like, he can beat your ass in that first game. And you tell me he's gonna make the decisions that he made in the second game, and I'm supposed to believe that? Like, no, I'm sorry. No, that story was so butchered.
I agree. I agree.
So
I think I absolutely think it could have been set up much better.
I told you last week that, you know.
Yeah, 100%. It just needed more time.
Like, I actually liked the game despite all the crap. But obviously they should have done things differently with that story, like entirely.
Sure.
Yeah, 100% agree with you.
I mean, the graphics look great. The gameplay looks great.
Dude,
all that stuff looks great.
It looks sick.
It's the story that is complete, and that does a disservice to the characters that make people not like it. There's nothing wrong with the game fundamentally. It's the most important thing, the story that is. And if the story was ass, it would actually be a great game.
So then we've got physical releases alert says good price for Sony, LOL. Well, that's actually kind of true, physical releases alert. And the reason I say that is because if you look at so Dorito Pope decided he was going to trade in the Cool Ranch Doritos for the PS5 Pro. And he probably should have stuck with Huck and fucking Cool Ranch Doritos, I got to say. Because bad look for him. But he did have one interesting data point to me. And that is that the PlayStation 3, adjusted for inflation, is actually more expensive than the PlayStation Pro. Which is fucking wild. I never would have thought that.
That is wild.
That is wild, but I still love how in his skill attempt, he fucks himself over and literally proves what everybody's saying. It's the second most expensive system they've ever released. So I absolutely adore that he literally fucked himself over in that situation. Then we got Brick Barnes here in the chat. Nope, not buying a PS Pro. Good with my regular PS5, which is what she said here as well. Which is, I think most people are going to be good with the regular PS5. I mean, if you got to have one, that's probably the one to have. And by the way, I actually think that they're going to sell more PlayStation 5s with a compare and contrast, because now people are going to see that fucking PS5 Pro price and they're going to go, oh shit, suddenly this don't look so bad, does it, for the 5 games that are on there?
Yeah, maybe that's what Sony's trying to do, push people to buy the Slim, because nobody's going to want to pay $800. And dude, that's $800 before tax. And then I also heard that they did not upgrade the solid state drive. It's the same, like 800 or something. So you're still going to have to go out and buy storage. That's still a couple of $100 on top of.
It's incredible.
It's all that, and then buying the games. Before you know it, you probably spent like $1,200. You could have got a really good pre-built PC or built you a juggernaut PC for that. So, I don't know. It's crazy.
You gotta respect the hustle as an executive. I gotta respect the hustle. I'll tell you.
Did you see the Final Fantasy comparison?
The Final Fantasy 16 comparison?
No. The 7 Rebirth. They were like, this is what it's going to be like on this thing. Have you seen that?
I have.
Like a video.
Yeah. Is it identical? Are they literally identical?
Dude, it wasn't even that it was just identical. It was almost like they were like insulting the viewer's intelligence or something. They're like, "Oh, it's gonna look so much smoother, dude." It's like a crisp, dude. It's like a crisp. Like you see Cloud's freaky anime hair, and I played through that whole game. I'm like, this is nothing. Like, who's gonna notice this? Like, it drove me nuts when they said that.
That video, and they were focusing. It was like, oh, look at the Spider-Man.
It looks
the Spider-Man and PS5 Pro, and then you're looking at it, it's like, I don't see anything. So they zoom in on the traffic, and it's like, look how much clearer the traffic is. It's like, why would I focus on that? I don't effing care. That's traffic. Like
they're looking at the tree.
What is this? I can't even see that good in real life. Why would I care?
Mark Cerny looks like a fucking crypt keeper today too, in that, and I'll tell you.
You know what? It's
like he knew he was like you can tell. He knew he was selling bullshit today.
He's been in the lab, dude. He's been in a lab too long. That Sony dungeon. I mean, here's the thing. I like that guy. I actually don't hate that guy. It's just like
he seems likable enough. Yeah, I mean, but
come on, man. It's like, are you kidding right now?
And to be fair, I don't envy that fucking guy. I don't envy him having to sell that.
He didn't really care to be there anyways.
Dude, he's probably making a great salary.
Oh man. I mean, again,
he is.
The head architect, right? Is that what it said? I'm like, damn, son.
So, alrighty. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to share a screen here. And we are going to just kind of celebrate my timeline today, because boy, have I collected and compiled a wonderful list of the gaming community's greatest hits on this thing. So let me do. So
I got a couple of comments.
Share your screen, and we are going to go to make sure I give the right one. I wouldn't want to show off any of my porn, right?
Whoa, no.
Oh,
it depends.
That's a joke.
It's probably all elder porn, anyways. But hey,
that's a very risky. No, I'm sorry.
Well, speaking of porn, this thing for what it does, I said today. I said because I started the day with a prediction. I started the day with a fucking prediction that it was going to be $799 reduce, And I said the thing better fucking jerk us off if it's going to really do that. And then it doesn't even include a fucking
You
kickstand.
better bake me some pizza.
It better
At that price, I better get like the weird science movie where it's like I can end up making like a really attractive girl every time I stick in like a PS5 disc or something.
So I started my fucking day. Honoring an icon, like a genuine icon, like not PlayStation 5, like a genuine icon of our pop culture. And that was Darth Vader himself, right? That was Mr. James Earl Jones. And check out that Empire State Building. Check that out, guys. They literally lit the Empire State Building up to the silhouette of Darth Vader. How fucking cool is
that? I want to go visit it, man.
That is pretty rad.
I would take a 40-minute train to go see that.
Then I started the day actually because I, again, didn't expect much. So I started the day actually kind of savaging Nintendo a little bit, being the Nintendo YouTuber that I am. And then I said, getting the popcorn ready. It says 13 hours ago, as Sony chooses violence today against their own shareholders, even if they don't know it yet. And then asked what Microsoft was up to, and then said, so who else is excited for Sony to try to convince us we need a PS5 Pro for 699 buckaroos? Shared Mr. Hiroki Kakuta's original soundtrack for the Great Mana game that just released. And then here I am kind of crowing about here once again. I called something, even though, to be fair, that was the easiest goddamn call to make in the world. Everybody called that shit. And commenced the laughter. Here we go. Commenced the laughter.
You also forgot to mention that you called my ass out of a dead asleep to tell me how horrible it is, and I couldn't even believe the shit.
Yeah, I literally called you. I literally called you on the phone and said, hey, Phil, guess what happened? I did. So I said everything. So my initial take was everything I just said about the new Nintendo console goes quadruple for Sony's PlayStation Pro. My God, what a disaster console gaming is headed towards. And then I said even PlayStation gents are balking at this insanity. Hope Sony listens. This is Pio. And anybody who knows Pio knows this guy is absolutely, this is a guy in the Sony camp firmly. He loves Sony. He is a Sony gamer. Right? Yeah. And he says 800 euros with no disc drive is actually mental. Lamau. That's a Sony fan. Yep. Amir, another guy who's very, very into this kind of thing. And he says $700 and without a disc drive is an insane ask. Who is this console for? So he's asking the businessman's question, right? He's asking, okay, what is the console? What is the product? Who is the customer? That's what he's asking.
I want to know too. I'm really curious. Like I'm a Sony fan. I'm like, well, I don't understand the logic here.
Yeah, who is this product? What is the customer?
The logic is they decided to pull November 2006 PS3 launch again. Like it's crazy to me that the price is only $100 difference for the high-end PS3, and that was just like a bigger storage back then. It was like buying, what was it, 30 gigabytes to 80 gigabytes or something like that, or 30 to 60, and it was like $50 or $100 more. So it's like, dude, this is insane. Like that's just insane to me. I can't wrap my brain around that. It's like we went back in time. Like,
anybody see that?
The only thing we're missing is like 3 cell processors in this damn thing. That would be great for developers, don't you think?
Did you see the cost of it in Australia? It's like
Australians once again getting the fucking short end of the stick in gaming.
I feel so bad for them, bro. I feel so bad for them.
We absolutely need to like liberate Australia from the gaming fucking hell that they're in.
Yeah.
So Bill Gardner, and Bill Gardner is an indie game developer. People don't know Bill, great guy. He did Romancevania. So he's an indie dev. He's a dev.
What a name.
And he says, just when you thought the worst gaming generation couldn't get any worse. Now, hey, the Nintendo Switch is in that gaming generation. Come on now. But I get his point. Come on. He's talking about the 4K twins is what he's talking about.
4K twins.
Well, I guess I consider the Nintendo Switch the previous generation.
Yeah, and some people do. And
no, I don't consider it this generation because this generation, Nintendo's always slightly behind, and I think it's because they like to sit and watch to see what Microsoft and Sony will do a lot of the times, and then they like to swoop in and be like, "Hey, we're here for the fun. We're here to be the cool guy at the party." And Nintendo usually always delivers on fun. They're about the only one you can count on for real fun.
Right. So, well, yeah, they make games.
Yeah.
They're the last. They're really the last console manufacturer that has a foot in the arcade sensibilities. That's the thing. So arcade is defined as kind of a tactile gameplay, kind of a tactile, easy to learn, difficult to master gameplay, versus your more big, gigantic PC offerings that are very large and sprawling. So Nintendo actually, people forget, Nintendo actually has its roots in like Hanafuda cards and toys, and it actually got its gaming roots in the arcades. So everything they would produce was like tactile games, games that you could really feel and you could feel the impact as you played them. That's where they got their start, right? And so
that's kind of what's interesting about Nintendo as a company, because like all these other guys, they started as like tech companies and stuff like that before getting into gaming. Nintendo's like the only one that started with shit like toys and board games.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very interesting to bring that concept, because you'd think, oh, they started off with stuff like tech, like the other two did. But it's no, they started making toys. And that's 100%. Like, oh, that's an interesting piece of history.
Oh, yeah. Again, I forgot I need to get my Hanafuda cards posted because they're really cool. So my November 2020, so Nishquick, friend of the channel, says my November 2020 PS5 might be my last PlayStation console I ever get, lol. Not going to lie. I might even buy a used PS1 instead. You'd be better off. My understanding is the OG PS1 library is pretty fucking based. Now you can get a lot of it on the Switch, but you can't get all of it. Can't get R-Type Delta on the Switch. Can't
get Xenogears. You can get Final Fantasy VIII though, which is
timeout. Get a PS2. Get a fat PS2.
Get a DVD player. Yeah, DVD player is probably the better bet because it plays everything.
Yeah, just get the fat PS2. Sorry.
Be honest about a lot of things. Okay, so I was talking to Zoo about this on the phone. He's got my phone number, so we talk sometimes.
Don't tell everybody that. God damn it, Phil. They're all gonna want the fucking phone number, and then my ghostliness goes away.
Now I'm gonna make Switch ask for my phone number. I need to assert my dominance. He needs to ask me for mine.
Call him at like 4 a.m.
You'll be waiting a while.
I'll be the bitch in high school who needs her crush to ask for her phone number.
But anyways, the thing is, I remember seeing, it was just like this past year, all these big YouTubers are like, oh, I'm getting out of retro games. It's just so bad right now. And it's like, in modern gaming is so much better. I bet you're regretting you got rid of all your retro games now because this generation sucks ass. I would rather have my retro games than have this. Like, if you had to ask me, oh, you want to buy a PS5 Pro? I would be like, no. If I had that kind of money to buy a PS5 Pro, I would spend that in buying the most wanted PS2 game for my collection, and that's Kuon, because it's around the same price. I really would. I would rather buy the one PS2 game that I want.
Quick round table. Okay. Phil, Kuon or PlayStation 5 Pro?
Kuon.
Okay, Brooke, PlayStation 5 Pro. Now you can tell I'm drinking a little bit. PlayStation 5 Pro or Kuon?
Kuon.
All right. Monster? PlayStation 5 Pro or Kuon?
Okay, so the correct answer was not Kuon or the other thing. It was actually Pokemon Coliseum in the bonus set.
Okay, so he's getting Pokemon Coliseum. I will accept it.
That game that's to the same level of value.
I will accept that.
That would be the game that I would buy.
Yep.
Dude, I actually said that you could buy like 3 or 4 copies of that fucking game.
Yeah, to quote Celebrity Deathmatch, I'll allow it.
All right, cool.
Crimson, Kuon?
What are you saying?
Or PlayStation 5 Pro?
I will do you one better. I will take the next Mario Party game over either.
I that's going to be better than whatever the
God
PS5.
Damn!
Like,
I think you won.
Damn right, I did.
I gotta trade in my troll card. I don't think I can come up with shit that's better than that. Jesus Christ!
I want to revise
Here's the
my
thing, though.
answer.
Sure, Brooks got one for us. What we got?
More GameCube games.
Yes, there you go.
Yes.
You heard it here first. More GameCube. You know what? I will take GameCube games over the fucking PS5 Pro.
I'm gonna convert you,
boys. I think you really have been drinking if you're saying that.
No, I know. Seriously, that thing. I don't want to support it.
Probably rather
Not the fact that you're picking something
Wind Waker and Twilight Princess again than have a PS5 Pro.
Ooh, man. Ooh, Phil.
I already got Wind Waker.
You're talking about
Look,
I gotta play. I gotta start and play and finish Twilight Princess, or buy a PS5 Pro.
You got to beat Final Fantasy VIII or buy a PS5 Pro.
I would rather I haven't played Final Fantasy VIII. I'd almost rather do that. Wind Waker is so bad, but I think or not Wind Waker. The Twilight Princess is so bad, but I think I'll take the Twilight Princess intro.
Actually, funny, I don't even own Wind Waker. I'm thinking about it.
At least it's Zelda, okay? At least it's Zelda.
It's not. No, don't listen to him. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Chat, can we get a hashtag This Is Zelda?
No.
Okay, Zoo. At least it's called Zelda, okay?
I'll allow it.
I'm so glad I'm not a big Zelda fan. That's all I'm gonna say to that.
Hey, I'm old school. Like, Zelda is about sticking a sword in things and killing it, and exploring a giant, dangerous world. That's what Zelda is about.
I know. Oh no, you know I played them. I talked to you
about
it.
You know all about sticking your sword in things, don't you, Zoo?
When the mood allows for it, yes.
I like it.
Anywho,
so off topic.
I'm getting heated.
So then we got Francisco Ledesma, who is another awesome guy you should follow. He's fantastic. He has Anarchy Chaos in his name. He's fantastic. I just want to point that out. But he says they need to throw out the Jim Ryan playbook in fast. Sony's all in on the digital future, just as much as Xbox. Yep, they sure are. And he's featuring Does It Play, another friend of the show who's been on here, Jesse from Does It Play. 800 euros, no stand, no disk drive. Here's the thing. Also, that more than anything, that chaps my fucking ass. Seriously, you're gonna charge a $799 dues, like plus tax at the end of everything, and you can't even throw me a fucking stand, a vertical stand. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me right now?
That's so crazy.
You cheapskate motherfuckers.
So crazy.
Man.
I mean, really? You can't throw the vertical stand? The fucking thing can't even stand upright without it.
How much is a stand? How much are those things?
Yeah, let me get a fact check on that. Yeah, how much is? Well, we'll just. I don't know if they have the price for it yet. I don't know. It probably has a special price. PlayStation 5 stand.
So you have the console, you have the stand, you have the drive, and you got the state.
$20. 20. They charge you $20 more fucking dollars for that stand.
Plastic?
Yes. Oh my God. I honest to God respect the hustle. I do. Like, if you can get people to do that, and my friend V, who's been on the show several times, has a theory about this. And I think I might have talked to some folks that are on this stream about it, but it's the well-focused theory. It's the idea that in this current economy that we have been so hollowed out in terms of wealth that only the wealthiest people have all the money. I mean, almost all the wealth and money. They have it all. And so companies are starting to divert And they're starting to focus exclusively on those wealthy customers. So this product's not for us because we don't have any fucking money, is the theory. That's how the theory goes. They don't care about us because we don't have any fucking money, and they know we don't have any fucking money. I hate it. I hate it as a person from a former merchandising background. I hate it. I hate it with a passion. But I do fear that my buddy V might be right. But what say you guys? What do you guys think about that?
I was gonna say play MMOs, man. They're always you can see it right away when they're selling like certain items to whales.
Yeah. It's whale economy.
I've been seeing it for over a decade. I've been saying it for well over a decade. I mean, I can understand that argument.
Yeah, where it's just like if you're a corpo, you're a corpo like Lion Crying Jim Ryan, and you're like, hey, these dirtbags don't have any fucking money. Why am I going to sell to them? They don't have any money.
Yeah. Or like a guy, I'm nothing against it, but
the thing is about that argument, it's like, yeah, there's big, wealthy, rich people out there, but there's not many of them. Like they're a minority. Yes, they have super duper duper fat wallets and probably control everything. But at the end of the day, there's more of us. So you would think in theory with that, you would want to get our money. But because we don't have what we instantly take.
Hold on, Phil. That's getting
the
robot is getting really mad. Sorry. I know you were cooking, but there it is. Now you're back to normal. But it was getting really bad.
It says you have one bar under your picture.
Oh, that's why. So it might be a signal issue.
Wi-Fi's all whatever.
But it's crazy, and I was thinking about why they were increasing the price of the PS5 controllers and the PS5 in other regions. It's because they were gearing up to drop this new Pro, and they wanted to ask more money for those things, which is crazy. You don't even give people a heads up. You just go, oh, the controllers are going to cost $5 to $10 more, and console in other regions going to cost more. And it's like, did you fix the stick drift though? Because if you didn't, that sucks ass.
Well, and all these people that are defending it, like you are starting to see, like the ponies really roll out the arguments, the classist arguments, like seeing people, what are you, poor? People out here sound like they're gamers coping like if you remember back in the day, is anybody fucking old and decrepit enough to remember the 3DO, the launch of the 3DO?
Oh God.
And you kind of had that same thing. You'd have these motherfuckers like coping because they bought a fucking 3DO back in the day. And how the fuck did that work out, guys? It had about the same amount of games too. By the way, it had about the same amount of games, which is like fucking zero. So, yeah.
I jumped into your chat for a second.
Oh yeah, no, you're good. Yeah.
Okay, well, I just want. Kaiser said something. I'm like, wait, what happened?
Oh, okay. Dude, let's see. Yeah, thanks to Monster. Oh, okay. Yeah, so we'll have to get some clarification on that.
I don't know what happened.
So here's Phil at 9:06 p.m. being like, can't wait to get started.
I'll give you like a roundabout. I'll tell you what. I'll give you like a roundabout response to two of these points.
Sure.
So like, I actually agree with you, Phil, because it's true. Like, not every gamer is gonna have a ton of money, let alone like people who have a lot of money aren't maybe playing video games. But yeah, there are games that cater to that audience, like 100%. Like I just said, an MMO or a gacha. Like, let's just keep it real. But then also like what you were saying about how they're about how they're upcharging. Like, yeah, they're probably trying. I don't know what's going on. I'm not some economics expert or whatever, but they're clearly trying to get the most they can to recuperate whatever else they lost on these consoles during these crazy launches or whatever they've done. I don't know the backstage
or
shenanigans.
What they lost with Concord.
Yeah. Fucking him. Yeah.
Right. Dude, I mean, yeah, it's crazy, dude. Isn't there like some stuff going on with like what was that game called? What was the Bungie one that they announced? Marathon. wasn't there a lot of turmoil with that too? Like,
yes, like where the fuck did Marathon go? By the way, I just fucking vanished, didn't it?
Yo, I grew up hearing about that game from like a family member, how legendary it was, and then they showed it off, and everybody's like, "This is cool. Where's the story? Like, where is like the thing that like brought people to?" So I don't know, man. That's what happens when you spend all your money on these big freaking. Was it free to play? I don't even know what it is. A free to play game?
Yeah, as Jim Stephanie Sterling calls it, it's under the umbrella of live service games.
Yeah, live service. Yeah. There you go. Perfect.
Live service.
So I see what you're saying.
What? Oh man.
So then we got then we got Joey Ferris. So another friend of the channel. And Joey Ferris says the PS Pro, what a joke. DJ King Gaming, the mightiest disciple, says, bruh, PS5 Pro would be 800 with disk drive.
I think the Pro means professional. It stands for professional billionaire, because that's the only person who's going to be behind this damn thing.
Yeah, professional. Yeah. So OJ Player Essence, who by the way literally like won the internet earlier. God, I love that RGB fucking icon. Yeah, OJ says my reaction to the $800 PS5 Pro, including the disc drive, bruh, this is garbage. 700 plus for an all digital console is just whack. Sony, come on, man. Like, and he had a good one because there was some pony that was like, I don't understand why everybody's so upset with the price. What did you expect to get for $799? And OJ comes in like a fucking badass motherfucker. OJ's like, a kickstand and a fucking disc drive. Like this.
Hey, so
just destroyed that guy.
How about a physical game pack-in?
What happened up?
I said, how about they pack in at least a physical game? Oh, wait, they don't put physical games in their pack-ins anymore like they used to.
Yeah, by the way, you want to see Astrobot hit Mario numbers and pass Wonder? Just pack in Astrobot. Just pack in Astrobot, the regular PS5. Watch that
game. Can I talk about that?
Yeah, sure, 100%.
It's really good.
I imagine. It looks incredible.
It's not as Mario Sunshine as you made it out to be. I don't want to be rude, but it is really good. It's a damn good game. It's a lot of nostalgia, but the controls in that game are very, very good.
You gotta love it when people just make a game and sell a game. You gotta love it. It's so rare these days.
But also, like that
no other agendas or hidden nonsense. Just make a fun game. That's all you got to do.
So,
I mean, if you build it, they will come. You make fun games, people will actually buy your shit. If you don't, people will go somewhere else to get the fun.
Yes.
So why don't you just do the easy thing and make the fun? No, you want to spend $100 million to $200 million on shitty live service games that get shut down in a month that nobody asked for. $200 million that you could have I don't know, actually gave to people that can right now that can't even afford their own groceries. Now you want to waste $200 million. Oh, you could have used that $200 million to maybe buy Activision before Microsoft did, because if anybody was supposed to own Spyro and Crash, it makes sense that it would be PlayStation, seeing as Spyro and Crash debuted on the PS1. But no, you dumbasses just want to waste money on things that nobody for. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. But here's the thing, Phil, those IPs don't exist. Sony doesn't have any IPs. According to Sony, they don't have any IPs.
Oh yeah, the CFO the CFO that said that there's no original IP or there's not enough. Are you out of your effing mind?
Yeah.
What are we even talking about?
Sony has no IPs. According Sony has no IPs. Says Sony. Incredible.
Yeah, hold on.
Really? I'm a Nintendo fan. I'm a Nintendo fan, and I know that's horse shit.
Hold on. I'll show them some IPs. Hold on. I'll give them some IPs.
How about Legend of Dragoon?
Yeah.
Sly Cooper.
Monster's got the receipt.
Naughty Dog can't work. Naughty Dog can't work on Jack and Daxter. They're too busy making games where you see some buff girl get it in the booty.
We got Medieval here. We got Gravity Rush. Hold on, I keep going.
Oh, they fired all those studios. They fired all those guys.
Yeah.
Haven't had a new Little Big Planet in like a decade.
Is Media Molecule even still kicking? I know they did Dreams, but
yes, they're working on a new IP. Thank God.
Nice. That'll be good.
Let them go. That'll be good. They shot too far to the moon. I don't know, man. They got a little too ahead of themselves.
Can I get another fucking knack? That's all I want. I want another fucking knack. Just a name.
Can I get a Dark Cloud 3, please? Because Dark Cloud 2 was badass. I really thought they were going to make a Dark Cloud 3 and make it even better. Like, how do you come out with some banger games and you just let it die? Like, Legend of Dragoon could have been a massive, like, household thing for Sony. They could have made so many, like, games within that world. Actually thought that should have had the sequel the way that PS1 game ended. It felt like it was supposed to have another game, and no, it was just a one and done. Like, what the?
You know what's weird about that game? If you owned it on the PS3 or the 4, you got it for free on the 5. It was one of the few games they did that with. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, holy crap! Like a lot of people are like aware of a Legend of Dragoon even with this move. Like you're 100% right. They could have done something. It's weird, bro. It's really weird. Like they're almost like afraid of.
But they don't want to fucking do anything with their old IPs, and yet at the same time they're showing off shit like Road Rash, a fucking Sega Genesis game, and some of the I said, you will never know the joy of paying thousands of dollars to play Road Rash. Like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Like,
I don't understand, and it breaks my heart because the PS1, PS2, and sort of PS3 were consoles that were near and dear to my heart because I first got a PlayStation because my uncle bought it for me as a gift.
Yeah,
I thought it was just a CD player and I was disappointed. But then I saw that there was like games, screenshots on the back of the original PS1 box. Popped that baby in. My mom hooked it up for me.
Nice.
I have never saw a game like that before. I remember sitting there with the controller and in the beginning of the first game, crashes face down on that island. And I was waiting for the cutscene to end because I remember playing like Donkey Kong and there would be like a little cutscene at the beginning of the game or whatever. And that's what I thought this was. But it was the game itself. I had no idea that games were on disc. I had no idea they could look 3D like that. It blew my little mind. But I had so many fond memories playing games with my uncle on the PS1 and PS2. He introduced me to Final Fantasy. I remember getting to experience JRPGs for the first time, all these other cool characters. It was so special to me. And if he was alive to see the state of PlayStation now, I'm pretty sure he would be so disappointed. I do not recognize Sony anymore. They have sacrificed what made them so wonderful. Like they have thrown away their Japanese roots, their heritage. They have westernized themselves to so much that they are just a shell of their former self. I tell Azu this all the time, but they are like Sony Soft, a subsidiary of Microsoft, because they have tried to keep up with Microsoft so much that that's what they are now, and it's just so disappointing. Like. So disappointing.
I thought it was a troll. Like, I'm not gonna lie. When I first fucking thought, like, I honest to God thought it was a troll. Like, honest to God, I thought they were trolling. I really did.
Yeah.
Here's like literally let me pop over real quick, and I will show you what immediately came to mind for me when I saw this fucking thing. So we're gonna stop streaming that.
Yeah, I pulled out my copies of Killzone. And then you were like, too much Western. I'm like, okay, sorry.
Somebody left me a comment today.
Those ones really good.
They were like, they becoming Microsoft before our eyes. And lifetime is heartbreaking. I'm not going to go spend more for less of what I need.
There we go.
Notice Rush Dog. Hey, buddy.
Here we go. Here's
what we got.
It's the classic. It will never leave.
What's that a poster of? Is that Monster Rancher? I would have popped for that. It's not working. Oh, okay.
It's the classic. It's the immortal fucking classic. Like literally, I'm like, are you fucking shitting me?
That's what should play anytime somebody's about to buy the PS5 Pro.
Oh yeah,
like
no, that's classic. This is smiling ass guys.
Every time they turn on their PS5, that's the start screen. They got to sit through all that bullshit every time they turn it on.
Hey,
every time they download a game.
So what's crapping in Rush Dog? Tell us why you're going to be buying a PS5 Pro.
Hey, I'm not buying one. It's $1,000 here in Canada, and I don't think that includes the vertical stand. But
stand not included.
So go ahead, Zeus.
Stand is not included.
They would have sold me if they had the stand included, right? But that was a deal breaker.
No, that's literally what I've been saying the whole fucking day. I'm like, really? Okay, so you're going to charge $700 dues. Okay. You can't throw me a fucking plastic stand. Like, really, Sony? Really? That's going to break the fucking
on the
R&D?
Plastic stand have got to be through the roof, though, right? I mean, the profit margin on selling the stand alone. But no, it's just popping in, saying hello. I won't be able to stay for too long, but interesting to hear everybody's takes. I really only one person I came across today was actually hyped for it. So yeah, just I run in a pretty big gaming circle, so just really makes me wonder what this thing is for, because they haven't sold me on it.
Yeah, who's the product? What is your product? Who is your customer? And they can't. Well, apparently, I can tell you who it is. It's Started Pavummer is the customer. At least he claims he is.
And what were they excited about? I have to know. Like, what was their thing that they were talking about? Graphics?
Yeah, so I don't want to speak for anyone else as to their personal reasons, but this particular individual is a big Sony fan, loves everything Sony. So I think he was buying it. It seemed to be out of a sense of loyalty or just big fan of the PlayStation brand, but can't speak to their own personal reasons. But I think they actually did cite graphics though. Actually, yeah, the 4K 60 FPS.
Actually, I think I know who you're talking about. Good guy, by the way. Really cool guy.
No, I'm not going to take a shot at the guy. I don't know. I was just curious. I'm like, what
honestly, I don't really see graphical difference anymore. I used to like when it would be like a jump from one console to the next, you'd see a massive graphical leap, and now everything just looks same. Like I don't see graphical leaps anymore to me. It just
don't make me get the chart. Don't make me get the chart, guys. Don't make me break out the chart.
Lighting and physics. That's what it all is now.
Yeah, diminishing returns of graphical fidelity. Do not make me break out the chart. I will do it. I will break the chart out. We've been overshooting the market on graphics since the PlayStation 3. I feel like that's when normies stopped caring. So now we're literally selling these higher graphics to the obsessive freaks known as hardcore gamers. Maybe in one of them. I'm oogling over Cyberpunk right now.
I think everybody that was oogling at graphics have transcended to, oh, look at all the specs and the performance and the technical stuff. It's like, y'all just don't even want to focus on the game. You just want to focus on the specs or the graphics or this and that. And it's like, dang, don't you care about if the game is actually fun or if there's a bunch of garbage?
I was trying to explain that to a buddy of mine who's a big graphics guy, and I'm like, okay, but people play games; they don't play specs, right? So what the fuck is the good of having like the most hyper realistic 19K game, 150 frames per second, if the game is pair stare and the job is to get this fucking pair up a flight of stairs? Like, who wants to fucking play that? Although now that I mention it, that may not be. Now I'm really drunk because I'm suddenly like, that might be an interesting physics experiment to get that fucking pair up the stairs.
Whatever that game is probably better than Concord. So hey.
Well, I don't know, but I'm kind of Phil's got me laughing about that fucking scene. I want to see I want to see the back-to-back with the fucking Last of Us scene that Phil's talking about. That's so funny. Yeah, really, let's show those graphics.
They need to go. They need to go back to like that weird era of the PS3 when they were doing smaller titles like Fat Princess, like Tokyo Jungle.
Yeah,
because that's the shit that like people love. That
So-
was interesting, and I feel like you can make good money if you do these smaller projects. That and do you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah,
I feel like you can make something make people happy.
looking back, man, like, and keep in mind, I wrote Rush Dog can vouch. He was there. I wrote off this entire fucking era of gaming outside the Wii. And I gotta say, looking back, holy shit, man, there was so much innovation and so much chances being taken. Oh my gosh, on all the consoles, on all of them.
I'm sure I'll talk about it like one day. I'll do a video, but like the PS3 stuff, like so much of it was slept on because they were like the losers of that generation. But they were doing so many ass kicking things during that generation too. Like it's really weird, and nobody talks about
their way back to respectability. But they started off so weak, but they really turned it around. And by the end of it, it was easily better than 360.
That's what it was. I don't know. It's just I never understood it. Like people are like, oh, they lost. It's over. So they suck. And I'm like, no. Like the PS3 is like my. I don't think I said this to you. PS3 is literally my biggest collection. Like there you go.
Well, this is one of the things. This is one of the things Rush and I talked back in like the Land of the Lost days back on the hub. We talked about this because one of the things that Reggie talked about with the disruptive innovation with that legendary E3 appearance was the fact that he even mentioned, he said, well, yeah, next generation sales for the systems approaching 80 million, all of them, not going to happen. Not going to happen because of market disruption. And I'll be damned if Sony and Microsoft, they both did it. Not only did the Wii do it, but Sony and Microsoft did it. In terms of like sheer sales, that was one of the strongest gens we ever had in terms of hardware sales.
Yeah, and PS3 largely caught up with 360 by the end.
Yeah. Yep, I'm glad you said that because even I was like, yes, it did.
Yeah,
so we talked about it.
Very strong. Again, I don't think we'll ever get stronger than like if you do the analysis, the macroeconomic analysis on the PlayStation 2, even though it was so one-sided. Like the GameCube and the Xbox did like DVD player dominated that generation. But yeah, when you add in the PSP, which also did a pretty sizable numbers with what the PlayStation 2 did, oh my gosh, like holy shit. Like I don't think it'll ever be topped when you actually factor everything in. I don't think it'll ever be topped.
I miss those days where they would just where it was a big time like that would consider AAA publisher. Back then they weren't even considered AAA publishers. They were just publishers. Mm-hmm. We put more labels on these publishers and now they just act all snooty and full of their own shit. And that's probably the problem. We gave them too much room to inflate their ego, but man, they were taking chance. Like even Capcom was doing some weird things of some games, like that one game called God Hand that kind of goes for a lot of money, and other oddities and just cool things that they were doing. And like there's one game on the PS2. What is it? You're like a mosquito and you're like flying around or something. And you're stinging girls in the bathtub or something.
Yeah, Mr. Mosquito.
There was just so many cool.
And you mentioned
unique games back then.
You mentioned God Hand, like the Electric Underground fucking swears by God Hand. It's one I eventually want to try.
Yeah, but you know what's interesting about Capcom, and not only are they killing it right now, not obviously they're killing it, but look at like what they do every year or so. They put out these giant ass surveys. They actually read the surveys, they show the results, and then things magically like happen, and they make a lot of money off of it, and they make everybody happy. Like you'd think like they would, like Sony would do that by now. Like, dude, like at this point they were doing. Look, they were doing collections, guys. You remember these?
Yeah.
These were great. Yeah. These were great.
I've been saying that if Sony would just put out a Blu-ray disc of all the best PS1 games or PS2 games, their greatest hits, like on one Blu-ray for the PS4 and PS5, it would sell like gangbusters.
And they're not,
but they won't do it.
They're not just ports. They clean them up. I think they fix some stuff on some of these. Like they actually put some damn effort into these. So it's just all you have to do is talk to your audience. It's not that hard. I'm sorry. I mean, we're all pretty vocal.
Capcom's been phenomenal for sure.
You know, but yeah, it's crazy. Like I wish.
So the funny thing you mentioned about Capcom them killing it right now. And a lot of people don't focus on this, but I remember I remember these things. Maybe because I'm a little bit more pessimistic about stuff, but I remember that just a few years ago, people were not happy with Capcom. Resident Evil 5 did not hit. People were mad that you didn't have Jill with you through the whole game, playing as some new character, Shiva or whatever. People didn't really resonate with her.
Didn't they also turn Wesker into a fucking Final Fantasy villain too? Basically,
forget Resident Evil 5. How about Resident Evil 6?
Punched them both a lot. And then Resident Evil 6 was even more of like an insane mess. And then they kept spiraling, a lot of decisions, a lot of other games, too much DLC and weird, like microtransactions with Street Fighter.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that?
Cross Tekken was rough. Cross Tekken actually came after Marvel vs. Capcom 3, which was pretty good, and Street Fighter 4, which was excellent. But Cross Tekken was a disaster.
But do you remember what happened with this when they put it to the Vita and all the characters and they were completed and they were complete.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there was supposed
to be another version of the game. Was it like there was Tekken Cross that, and then there was supposed to be the other one that came out where it was Cross. Yeah, and they do it.
We never got
that one did so bad.
Like they ate shit for a while, and then they brought it back. So you know what I mean? It's like it just drives me nuts.
But it's like Capcom got back in people's good graces.
Right.
And the same thing is happening with Konami now. After all the Chico machines and Konami, they're like putting out the remake of Silent Hill, these other Silent Hills.
Is yet to be seen.
The Cowabunga collection, the Konami collections, the Castlevania collection.
Yeah,
people want this stuff. And it makes people, in a kind of a way, people forget the bad when they get a bunch of good. I remember it, but that's what happens. So if you just give people a bunch of good, Sony, maybe people will kind of ignore the stupid that you've done.
You guys want to
remember it, but most people will let it slide. So
I sure wish Konami would at least stop spoiling Silent Hill 2 to gamers who haven't played it. Please, like right down to putting fucking Mary prominently right on the fucking box. Like,
hey, dude, did you see the link I sent in your chat? There's only going to be like 12 or 13 games that are actually going to take advantage of the Pro at launch.
Well, don't rest assured. So the article I just pulled up, Sony assures fans PlayStation 5 Pro will not have any exclusives. So there's that too. So I'm gonna read the article here real quick, just a brief snippet of it because it's a really good one. I think it can give everybody a lot of stuff to chew on. So in response to leaks regarding the long rumored PlayStation 5 Pro, Sony has issued assurances to fans that this next generation of the legendary home console will also not have any exclusive games. Following the reporting from gaming outlets, co-CEO Herman Hulse posted on X, the Everything app, confirming the existence of the half-step console and boasting about the lack of exclusive titles. Yes, we're working on a new Pro model on the PlayStation 5. No, we won't have any exclusive games. Nothing is more paramount than making sure anyone buying this new console enjoys the same lack of exclusive software as our base console players.
To be fair, I think the lack of exclusives is a good call. The PS4 Pro didn't have an exclusive either. No, I'll go to bat for that. I think if you have exclusives on the PS5 Pro, you split the audience. So I think that's a good call.
Right? Yeah. No, that is a good call. To be fair, that's a very funny. That's a spoof article, guys. That's not real.
For sure. It's good. On that note, I do have to head out, everyone, but I'll pop in and catch the rest of the stream later.
Rush Dog, thanks a million. Anytime you come in, it's enlightening, man. We love you.
Take care, guys.
Have a good one, Rush.
So I do want to build on what Rush Dog said because he's absolutely correct. So anytime it's one of the things I talk about with like not only the Super Nintendo and like the big light gun they had, but anytime you introduce a new fucking thing, right? Anytime you introduce like a new thing, you have what I like to call the peripheral conundrum. And what the peripheral conundrum is that you need customers in order for developers to make games for the new and tasty thing. You need customers, but without the customer, without the games, you won't get those customers. So it's a feedback loop that results in that peripheral not being supported. That's why the light guns only have 5 or 6 games versus the regular controller having 100 games, because no people have to buy the peripheral in order for game developers to be comfortable making games for it. But without the games for it, people won't buy the peripheral. Same thing with a PlayStation 5 Pro. If you have the exclusive games, you will split the audience. You're going to engender a lot of anger and bad will. Amazing,
which they already have.
Which they already have, but it'll be worse. It'll be worse. Crimson looks like he popped off too. I just fucking noticed that drunk wise. Crimson, if you're listening, thanks for popping on, buddy. We appreciate it. Yeah, good stuff.
I didn't even realize it was.
Yeah, no, I just want to make sure we're getting giving everybody their flowers, because he popped on and he was cool. So then we got physical games release alert. We'll skip over to the chat. Says good price for Sony. I already read that. Where we at? Okay, so Monster says we out here. Brick Barnes says fuck no, I'm not buying a PS5 Pro. We're not doing it. Keith ESLG says I believe I've heard that PlayStation 5 Pro will have 2 terabytes of storage. Yeah, so that's good for what, 5 games? That's good for what, 5 of what Juice Man Vaughn calls them popcorn ass games.
I mean, that's a little bit better, but
yeah,
still,
that's not that bad. Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, it's a little bit better.
It's the only thing. It's like
not having a disk drive. That's going to eat pretty quick, I feel like.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Kaiser says, "Yo, man, Kaiser in the house. Yeah, Kakuta the goat."
Yeah.
Brooke says it just makes me cry about James Earl Jones. Yeah, so can we talk about James Earl Jones?
R.I.P.
Because here's a guy that honestly meant a lot to me growing. Like he's in so many good movies.
Legend. My shelf's left up.
Like, yeah, just literally one of the best voices ever to do the voice thing. One of the best voices. And I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do, because it's never gonna be the same without him. It's never gonna be the same without him. Star Wars won't. Yeah, that's rough. Mad Kaiser says, "Yep, for sure. Thanks to Monster." Crimson Rosso says, "Justice for Zelda." Zelda gets the justice it deserves. Sometimes that justice is good. Sometimes that justice, sometimes it gets no justice. It gets the justice it deserves. Kirby is on a fucking roll.
Just play Kirby.
You know what?
Such a dick.
I can't fault it. The Forgotten Land is that fucking good, man. It's that good.
Hey, let's hype my episode up with you. We had a really good discussion about the Forgotten Land.
Actually. We did, yeah. Forgotten Land is fantastic. Yeah, I told you about like the entire block of like abandonware sitting there.
And, the tree.
Yeah, basically, if I wanted to fucking be successful on YouTube, I just take a fucking camera. That's a whole genre of YouTube, by the way. It's like white dudes exploring abandoned places. Like, it's a whole fucking genre of YouTube.
Hell yeah, dude.
Like, it's one. If I wanted to be successful, like literally, I would just go, because there's so many fucking abandoned places.
Dude, you should do one, and then at the end, you find like a broken PS5 Pro or something. Like, you find, like, where are we? I'm in a Sony factory.
Yeah, we're in the.
Oh God!
Oh my
dude,
God.
I'm telling you, you don't just. It would be so funny, dude. You don't obviously not. Don't show anything. You're just showing.
And then you could reach down and go, look, I found games for it, and you lift them up, and it's E.T. on the Atari and Superman 64.
Well, yeah, well, they just turned to dust. Like, it's like, oh, wow. Well, I found it. PlayStation. Oh my God, PlayStation 5 games, and I pick it up, and they turned to dust in my hands because they never existed.
Dude, that would be incredible. He picks up like Tekken Cross Street Fighter, like it's just written on a box. Like it's not the real game. It never came out.
Like, yeah, we're so desperate. We're fucking making up games for the PlayStation 5. It's here. Let me show off. Let me show off another meme real quick. This is one of my favorites. I love this so much.
Oh my God, that's incredible. That's incredible. Holy crap. I love that. I love everything about that.
Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. Where's it at? There it is.
Like cobwebs.
Boom.
It's like cobwebs.
There it is. There it is. He says, "Let's fight someplace empty." and then they go fight on the PlayStation 5 Wikipedia page for exclusive games.
Oh, come on, man.
That is fucking brutal, man. That is absolute fucking brutality.
Oh my god.
By the way, if you want to be sad, if you want to be a sad panda, go to the PlayStation 5 Wikipedia page for exclusive games.
Oof.
If you want to be sad.
I wanted to read this comment that I got on Facebook when I made a post about the PS5 and everything.
Yeah, what do you got?
This is kind of interesting. They said to me, well, the Switch Lite cost $150 new and has over 170 console exclusive games. There goes that. You could buy a PS5 Pro for $699 and sell it in 10 years for $150, or buy a Switch Lite Hyrule Edition for $150 and sell it in 10 years for $699. History repeats itself, and I'm like, they're right. You can, because Nintendo kind of keeps its value. Like, and if it's a special edition, it definitely keeps its value. It only goes up. So why buy a PS5 Pro that isn't going to be worth shit in 10 years, or buying a Nintendo special edition that is only going to increase in value and actually make you more money than what you probably paid for that PS5 Pro now? Well, I read that and I was like, wow.
Gets us into the more comments. So Brandon, Just the Gems, friend of the channel, says, who is hardcore enough, quote unquote, to spend almost $800 on a piece of dedicated gaming hardware that's maybe 50% more powerful than its predecessor? Jim Ryan put this in the oven and then fucked off, and now we've got to pull the thing out, fully burnt and completely inedible. So, yeah.
Wow, he actually cursed. Wow, he cursed.
Ooh, that's pretty spicy.
Never seen that guy curse. Wow.
So I just want to point out that we have cats and dogs living together, because the next tweet is from Alyssa Mercante, who says, you will literally never get me to care about minute graphical improvements or ray tracing. I'm sorry, I just want to know, do it play games? And later on, we're going to get like Smash JT also shitting on the PlayStation Pro. So I just want to point out the fact that we found an issue that brings Smash JT and Alyssa Mercante together in harmony. And it is coming together to fucking hate on the PlayStation 5 Pro. So Sony, you did it, Sony.
I wonder if the Sony execs, after this and the horrible feedback they got, are just sitting there going like, what's happening? What do we do? We're panicked. What do we do? Can we push the delete button? Can we reverse this? Can we go back in time to stop ourselves from ever making this announcement? What do we do?
So
too late, Sony. You're done. Up. How about
gentlemen? Gentlemen, we got it. We're gonna put in a plastic stand.
Oh, okay, yeah. We're just gonna give you the fucking plastic stand. And you know what? I would accept the peace offering. I'm not gonna buy the system, but I would say, okay, Sony, it stings a little less now. Like at least you used lube before you stuck it in our ass. That's what I'll say to that.
Here's how you can get me to actually care. You could one, get some more exclusive games. Don't give all that shit to PC, because what is PC really giving you?
Yep.
Two, you can lower the price
revenue. It's giving you revenue, but it's not worth the squeeze. I agree with you.
Yeah, it's not worth getting rid of what little you have.
Yeah, I get it.
So yeah, drop the price a couple of bit, and how about get rid of the stupid ass disk drive attachment and build the damn thing into the console like you're supposed to, because nobody wants to mess around with that shit. I don't want to have to be in the situation where, the PS5 disk drive attachment broke. I need another one. Oh, they're out of print. They don't sell them anymore. Let me try to go on eBay and find one that's used and dirty, and I don't know if somebody snorted drugs off that thing or stuck it in their butt or whatever it is, and there's roaches in it. No, I just want to be able to buy the console and put a disc in. Why are you making it more difficult than it needs to be?
There was a console cleaning of it was a PlayStation 3 that I saw. The PlayStation 3 wasn't working, and they opened this fucking thing up, and it was filled with like fucking dead roaches and roach parts.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Oh, it was bad. It was so bad. So you say that as a joke, but
yeah.
Some of these consoles, some of these used systems and games. Again, I like to tell the story. Like I bought a game from GameStop one time, and it was a disc-based game, which had what I can only hope to fucking God was grape jelly smeared on it. Like, yeah, it had like a grape jam or jelly smeared on the fucking disc.
See, sometimes I feel like if I go into a GameStop and I'll even touch the game case, I'm probably going to get like the T virus and start like Nemesis mutating there.
You're gonna get the itis just from touching it. You're gonna get the itis.
It's like, did y'all desanitize these games? Because I feel like everything in this store is covered in COVID. Like,
so here's Crimson.
I
don't understand.
Yeah, so here's Crimson Rosso. He's coming in. He says, for $700 you can get a PS5 Pro with no disc drive. For $20 you can get into one of the best franchises of all time. Which one seems more reasonable? Yeah, so just $20 gets you trails from this guy.
Yeah.
Happy Console Gamer Johnny Millennium just says ridiculous.
He put a video out. I'm gonna watch it. I haven't watched it.
Yes, he did. Yeah, and he said say no. He said not only should we say no, we need to send a message to Sony and we need to punish this fucking thing. This can't be allowed to succeed, is what he kind of sees. He's kind of taking a big picture look at it.
I just thought about this, but this situation right here, and this all comes full circle too. This is as bad as the Xbox One launch, where Microsoft got destroyed for trying to do all the DRM check-ins and all that nonsense. They thought the gamers would come with them with open arms and just accept it. And they got destroyed and devastated for that whole console generation. And then Sony came out and was like, here, you could borrow the games. It works like that. And everybody like laughed and everything. And now what happens? Now Sony's in the hot seat and they're the ones getting laughed at. Mm-hmm. You made fun of Microsoft for the same bullshit that you're doing now all these years later. When will you companies learn that if you just do what gamers and the consumer wants, you don't have to put up with all this backlash and all this bullshit you get yourself in? Like, stop trying to get caught up in greed and corporate bullcrap. Like, my God.
Swap it over to the chat real quick. He says, Mad Kaiser says, I'm not LOL. Though I know Neptunia does make a reference to 3DO in the form of Radio. Mostly sharing sympathies to us Aussies. And then Monster says, 100%, brother, that sucks ass, which it does. Now, Brooke makes a point. She says, and you got to wonder how India is going to do when it comes to PS5 in the spring of 2025. Yeah, she's
Oh, I was like, I didn't know she left too.
Yeah. And again, people are going to bounce in and out, but yeah, I think Brooke's, she's still here. And she says, got to wonder how India is going to do when it comes to PS5 in the spring of 2025 next year. Yeah. So fucking Microsoft is even throwing Indiana Jones on the PS5 now. Microsoft is just, they're completely out of shits. They've completely thrown in the towel on being an actual fucking video game console. And all they're doing now is they want to be the premium digital distribution service. That's basically it.
Yeah.
Like 1,000%.
And Sony's right there with them. They're both at the edge of a cliff, holding hands while they jump down a spike pit covered in poop. And so it's like,
so Red Bash is in the house. Says, "Sup, peeps? What's going on, Red Bash?" Mad Kaiser says, "Sup, Red? What's up, Red?" Monster says, "Red Bash says, what's up, Monster? What's up, Kaiser?" Monster says, I'm dying down here, too hot, LOL. So where are you at, Monster?
I'm in my place. It's just super hot right now. I should have put a fan on.
Oh shit!
I was like talking so much, I started sweating. I have a light on me too. It's beaming heat at me.
Gotcha.
I feel like a lizard.
When Phil says, "Hey, Rad," so all caught up there. Rob, Rule of Two Review says it's important that this device and this business model fails so that these companies realize you can't be lazy and inefficient with their development, and they can't ask you, the consumer, to foot the bill to pay them to do what they promised you. This needs to be the last, Pro.
If people actually buy this, I have lost all faith in gamers.
I have no faith whatsoever in gamers, TM. I think it's going to succeed.
Y'all are just out of your ever living mind. I don't care if you're the biggest super fanboy in the whole world. There has to be a line. And if that line is crossed, you have to stand your ground. So, this is why I get so irritated at Nintendo fans, because anytime Nintendo does something shitty, as soon as a Zelda game or a new Mario comes out, they all forget what Nintendo just did.
That's true.
That screwed you over, but because you have Zelda, you forget.
Yep.
You hold them accountable so they don't take advantage of you, and you actually get the shit that you want.
Yeah. We just talked about that Pokemon thing too. Like that whole thing was a mess, but I completely agree with you. It is annoying.
As a Nintendo fan, can't confirm. Really they're very hive-minded in a lot of ways. But
I mean, I don't. Nintendo does. I am not really a fanboy of any one platform. I like things they've all done. Like I have some Xbox 360 games that I just adore. And I think the 360 was a really cool system that had a lot of neat things.
Sure.
Nintendo, I have loved them. Like it's been Nintendo and Sony in my house for as long as I can remember. I'm big into Nintendo and I'm big into Sony, and I had my sprinkling with Microsoft. So there's things I love. I just love video games. When they do stupid shit, we need to stand up and say something, because if we don't, they keep getting more and more greedy. You can't be a fan of corporations and companies. You can like things they do. You can be a fan of a certain game or whatever. You can like the product, but showing blind loyalty and allegiance to a brand is dangerous, because you don't better that brand. You make it worse.
Well said.
You make it worse for everyone.
Oh, 100% agree. 100% agree. It's like, yeah, 100% agree. That's like any form of media, any franchise. You don't want to get 100% into the Kool-Aid.
I always tell people I'm not a fan. I'm a customer. There's a big difference.
Yep. That's what you got to be. You can like the product, but you don't need to be down there kissing their ass.
Yep. You want to make a good product? I'll buy it. You want to make a shitty product? Don't have to buy it. Also, there are more games out there that would last us 90 lifetimes. We don't need new products.
Yep.
We don't need new games. So keep that in mind.
Really
That's
don't.
the thing. And it's one of the things that Sony needs to understand, as well as all the other consoles. Video games are not just competing with contemporary games. Video games are competing with games from across time. Video games are also competing with all other forms of entertainment.
Yep.
All other forms of entertainment. You're competing with going outside. You're competing with concerts. You're competing with art galleries. You are competing with everything, because the ultimate currency is time itself. And time is the only thing that you can't make more of. You can't buy more of. Hey, Cold Nights Gaming is in here. Good evening, folks. What's going on, Jay?
Hey, Jason. What's up, buddy? Tell him to pop on in. I'd love to hear his thoughts.
That's true, Jables. If you want, Jables, pop on in, man.
The stream?
If you're there, come on in, man. Give us your thoughts. I want to hear. I want to hear that booming voice.
Well, and he might prefer to be an audience member tonight. He just had a badass stream himself. He was streaming the Trails games. I was over there before he popped in here. So he might prefer to be an audience member tonight, but he's welcome, absolutely welcome, if he wants to pop in. And I'll shoot you the link. I'll shoot you the link, brother. We're in the small stage in the corner of the bar tab is where we're at.
What it's called? I got confused when he said it.
Yeah. But alrighty. So let's take a look at some more takes. So Chicken Fillets, another friend of the channel, says PS5 Pro, more like PS5 no. Am I right?
I said that same thing earlier. I thought about that.
I love that. I love that guy. That guy's great, man.
Oh, Chicken Fillet.
You should get him
great.
on.
Yeah.
You should get him on, dude.
We've been trying, but he's a
cool.
he's another one that's on a way different time zone, and he's got a lot of stuff going on. So Chicken Fillets will eventually be on Liquored Up Live. We'll eventually make that happen.
Yeah, he's.
It's
I'll show up for that. I'll show up for that one. He's cool, man. He's a cool dude.
Oh, I love chicken. So then Smash JT, like I said about Smash JT and Alyssa Mercante literally coming together on something. I never thought I'd see that because those two fight like fucking cats and dogs. But Smash JT says more evidence that investors are completely out of touch with reality. This is wild. All the PS5 Pro is going to do is push gamers to PC Master Race.
Oh my god! I forgive my ignorance. So are those two?
That's what happened with my friend. He got so sick and tired of the state of PlayStation. He paid like $1,000 to buy a really good pre-built PC, and then he's just been
chilling.
MIA. Like I hardly hear from him. He's all about his PC game, the massive collection. He's just having a good time.
And as a member of the PC Master Race myself, I love it. But I've also got to tell you that I hate it for folks that don't want. A lot of people just don't want to game on PC. Jay's one of those. Jay has talked about his reasons for he prefers consoles, and he has very good reasons for preferring consoles. He's one of the many people, and he doesn't really particularly care for PC gaming as much. And it would just be great if somebody like Jay could just have one console, just one fucking console that could get its shit together. You know, as far as these 4K twins. And it's just, they just can't. They can't fucking do it, man. They just can't fucking do it.
I mean, I told you I went a full circle. I mean, I've always gamed on PC as well, but I went and got a gaming computer, and then I was like, all right, I went back to consoles because I was a little burnt out on it. I was working on computers at the time. So I get it, man. I made like a full circle. Like now I'm just playing on consoles again.
Right.
But I listen. I mean, it's not like I won't go back and play a game on a PC.
It's inevitable. Morrowind is coming. Morrowind, the Abekian Shores Morrowind is coming. And
is that a remake or what is that? MMO or something?
No. So now you done derailed the whole fucking stream.
Well,
Here we go. No, it's worth. No. I promise. It's worth it. So the Elder Scrolls. Too late. So the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind is the greatest game ever made, and it's so great that an entire fan base has been slowly but surely building the rest of the world around the province of Vardenfell from scratch. And so we are getting ready in October. We are getting the Abekian Shores, which is a large piece of Cyrodiil from Anvil all the way up the Strident Coast. And then we're also later on in the year, December, we're going to get Grasping Fortune, which gives us the Halalu capital of Narcissus.
Words.
It's fucking amazing. It's fucking amazing. You can make all the faces you want. It's the best game on the history of the fucking planet.
They just gotta remake it and sell it to you. That's about it.
No. And here's the magic. Todd Howard is fucking terrified of remaking Morrowind because he says they can't do it, and he's right. They would
don't believe Todd's lies.
No, you never believe. Yeah, Todd is a little guy who likes to tell tall tales. He's a little guy.
I'm probably the same height as Todd, and I don't tell lies like that.
Yeah, he's a little guy that likes to tell Todd tales. I always like to joke that you guys have heard the theory of the Berenstain versus the Berenstein universe, right?
Oh my god.
Okay, so basically, the way it goes is that sometime we got shifted. We were in the Berenstein Bears, and we got shifted into the shitty fucking Berenstain reality. And so I always joke that somewhere in another reality in the Berenstein universe where I'm actually from, a 6 foot tall Todd Howard is showing off a version of Fallout 4 that runs at 60 frames per second.
Dude, what's in your drink tonight?
A little bit of cyclosobin. A little bit of cyclosobin. I'm joking, of course. No mushrooms.
You might have to have some of Brooks Sprite and sober up a little bit.
No, fuck that.
Oh my god.
It's Liquored Up Live. I'm liquored up.
Well, liquored up high.
Also, this is Ghost fault. You brought up Morrowind.
That was one of the most legendary things I've ever heard. I just thought I was hilarious.
Yeah, no, y'all brought up Morrowind.
The fact he was able to say some of those fancy ass words and names without like in a drunken stupor and said them so clearly is impressive. I have to give it to him. Like, because my gosh,
I can talk in full dark elvish sentences if you'd like, brother.
Please don't.
Oh my god.
I can do it.
I thought Brooke was talking in Elvish for a minute. I was like, "What's going on?" All right, so go. What is this? Is that Goku and Krillin?
That is, yeah. So let's see. That's Goku and Krillin's belly, but we're gonna flip up, and it says Sony increasing everything but the number of PS5 exclusive games. Absolutely melts. That's true. They're increasing everything but the number of PS5 exclusive games.
No, they don't really have any exclusives anymore. They give them all to PC.
So Ty just says Lamau.
Days gone, bro. You gotta play that. Oh.
Then Stealth says the PS5 Pro launches on November 7th. Digital only, $699.99. That's a pass for me.
Damn. That dude's got a huge
if I was going to spend $699, don't you think that I would want to spend $699 if I was going to just spend it on games, buying like retro games that I really wanted that I could get for that? Because if I buy the retro games, I know what I'm getting. I'm going to put the disc or the cartridge in, and it's going to play and work. If I buy a modern game, I got to download this, download that, update this. Like, screw that.
Well,
shit.
I've always said that, like, starting with the NES generation, every generation since has put more time in between you and starting the game. Some of those NES games start like literally the second you boot them up, right? Then you go to the SNES and Genesis era, and what do you get? You get, now you get some game logos in the way sometimes. So maybe a quick microsecond before you start. Then you go to the N64 era. Okay, more game logos. Same with the Sony PlayStation. More game logos, and now you have load times. You go to the next generation. Even more game logos. Now you got more load times, larger load times with larger games. Then you get into the 360 PS3 era. Now you've got update, system update. Every time you put a game in, you got logos, you got load times, you got pre-installs. And every fucking generation puts more bullshit between you and the games. Every single one.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I can literally boot up Punch-Out in half a second. Like you're into the game.
Did you just hold the phone?
You know what? Speaking of Punch-Out, Sony needs to punch out because this price is redonkulous.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It really is. So Imran Khan says, I expect the exact audience for this thing and think this price point isn't. I am the exact audience for this thing, and I think this price point is insane.
Yep.
The Big Bruv, another friend of the channel, 700. Oh, God. He says. Jason Schreier. Jason fucking Schreier.
I saw this one.
Things you can buy with a PlayStation with $700. 1 PlayStation 5 Pro, 2 Lego Deku trees, 23.33 copies of Play Nice: The Rise, the Fall, and Future of Blizzard Entertainment, 700 Arizona iced teas.
That's the best one.
Yeah, negative 43% of a GeForce RTX 4090.
700 Arizona iced teas.
Selena says, trying real hard to see the difference between PS5 and PS Pro graphics.
Is that the? Oh, I just got into her channel. She's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think.
So John Lindman. So if you're not familiar, this is the Digital Foundry, bro. He says, with the disk drive, we're looking at 920 euros for us here in Europe, eh? That is interesting. The 3DO has been defeated.
Oh, gosh.
I love him bringing up the parallel with the 3DO because I feel like it's going to be a very good parallel. Ross Tweets Game says the PS5 Pro has lines across the middle of the console, which are a nod to the lines that Sony executives were doing when they priced the fucking thing.
Oh my gosh, I read that one today, and that was funny. Honestly, it looks like black licorice. It's like they put black licorice around and then said, "Okay, here you go, $700 for a black licorice strip on the side of the damn console."
So does it play? Friend of the channel, €800, no stand, no disk drive. Who knew this reveal could turn out bad? But holy moly, this thing is a gigantic letdown from Sony. What about this is with deeply engaged players in mind? Apart from they will buy anything we throw at them expectation.
Crazy.
You got Botox Games who says $700 and the first game that we saw running on PS5 Pro was a PS4 game. Man, LOL.
Yeah.
Larry Herb, even Larry Herb, Major Nelson himself had to come out of fucking retirement to roast this fucking thing. He says the PS5 Pro price, and then like liney face.
Yeah, I don't get it.
This being $700 in digital only is absurd, as he comments on the Dorito Pope. Pat stares at from one of my favorite Let's Players of all time, the Super Best Friend says, a PS5 Pro or Nintendo Switch Lites for everyone in the family, including the cat. D2, friend of the channel, says the PS5 Pro was already what I expected, a very pointless mid-gen refresh. That's very expensive and really not worth it if you already own a PS5. Games already look great with it. What we want and need are brand new first-party games.
Yep.
Okay, I want to stop you before you continue.
Yeah.
Let's sit there and think about it for a second. This is a mid-console refresh.
Yep.
And it's $700. Disk drive, $800 before tax on this. What on earth is the PS6 going to cost? How much is it going to be? $1,000 console like list before tax and all that other stuff? Like,
no, because
how much is that damn thing going to cost?
Market literally could not bear it, but it's going to be every bit. It will be what this tells you is by the time the PS6 rolls around, it will be at least $700 US. We're not going back from that. So no matter what, it will be at least $799.
Because Sony did this, we will.
Yes.
Like legit, you don't think they'll just take another cut?
They can't. The tech is getting so like there is some legitimate points to be made that if you look at the tech being stuffed in that box, they can't take much more of a cut.
I feel like that's. I mean, you don't know, man. That's.
I honestly think the reason why they're pricing this so high is because the economy is so bad. This console probably wouldn't cost as much. It'd probably be $100 cheaper, maybe $150 or. I'm going to just say
I can vouch on the production, and inflation's kicking all our asses. It really is.
Yeah, that's why. So it would have been cheaper had our economy not been complete garbage. But as it stands, like to sell this, like it would have just been better not to do a Pro. But in our current economy, doing a Pro was a bad move.
Yes,
like
100%.
Why would you?
I do have to interject, or Rush Dog will kill me. It's a shitty economy from a certain point of view. I got to interject, or Rush will kill me. From a certain point of view, it's a shitty economy. Now, from the investor point of view, still pretty good for now. I think that's about to change, but here in the next week or so. But for right now, it's a good investor economy. But if you're a customer or a buyer, oh my God, it's fucking terrible. So,
like, it's like, why not just keep manufacturing the initial PS5? Because it was fine. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Keep producing that instead of trying to do all the slims and the pros and the disk drive attachments and raising prices here, if you would have just keep rolling out the same thing and said, look, we can't do pros or whatever because the economy and all this, it would have made things easier. Because now you have to create a new system, you have to create new products, you have to package that, manufacture that, all this and that, wasting money on like marketing stuff and advertisements. Like, how much money did it cost them to announce it in a video today? That was probably a lot of money.
It was
just for that alone. It's like if you didn't do all that and just continued with what you already had out there, it would have probably been cheaper for you because now nobody likes you, and I don't think anybody is really going to buy this. But I could be wrong. Everybody could be bitching about this, and then here you see it sell out.
I'm going to play the role of the idiot for a second.
Sure.
Because why not? I'm going to play the role of the idiot. Do you think that they take all of these negative things right now at this moment? Do you think that in like, what does it come out in November? It's out in November, right? Do you think within the next like 2 months, you think they stuff a game in this? Like, you think they do something? Like to try to Hail Mary this?
Maybe put the kickstand in, like that.
Yeah, I don't know like if they would lower the price.
Like, you think they do like an Astrobot, or like they do like I don't know, a God of War or something? You think they throw something in with this?
It would sure be a nice peace offering.
They should. Do
I remember.
something.
I remember when Microsoft was on fire for the Xbox One. They were trying to bundle Xbox One consoles with everything. My friend bought a TV on a deal and then got an Xbox One for free because he bought the TV. So if it got really, really bad and nobody really didn't buy it, they could do crazy things like that. Buy a Sony branded expensive TV, get a free PS5 Pro or a free PS5 Slim or something. But I don't know. It depends on how bad this tanks. It would have to tank really for them to do that, though.
When the 5 launched, they did that thing for the first like year and a half, 2 years, where they're like, we're going to put out this PlayStation collection. And anybody who buys the PS5, you're going to get like 20 games for free to download, which eventually later on they locked behind Plus, which is a bunch of crap. But but the first, when I first got it, I don't think you needed Plus to run it. And you could just download like a whole bunch of games. So I'm wondering if they do that, if they're going to try to bullshit their way out of it.
That would be the cheapest way to do it, because honestly, they really ain't giving you nothing if your account gets hacked or deleted, or somebody says you did something and then they could just ban it, then you lose all those games and they don't really lose anything.
Right.
So sad.
If it's all tied to PSN.
So Corey Cooper says, now we're talking. Responded to, anyway, back to waiting for something that actually is exciting in gaming. Metroid 4 Beyond.
Metroid Prime 4, baby.
Mandy says Sony has lost their damn minds.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, remember, Zoo, they don't have any original IP.
Yeah, right. They absolutely don't. Yeah, that's true.
They have no original IP, you guys. Come on now.
So Indakuba says, you guys are selling the disc drive separately for a $700 console. We have to pay over $800 to get the full PS5 Pro experience. There's just no way they thought this was okay.
Obviously, they did.
I love this mock-up, by the way, right here, because we'll get to that later. It's not here yet. But PS5 Pro Terraflare says being $699, one of the funniest things I've seen in a long time. It reminds me of this beautiful snapshot in time.
Yep.
$5.99 US dollars.
That was a weird moment in time, man.
That was wild.
They dropped their pants on that one.
Yeah, I got the fucking Crypt Keeper here. You only need 3 jobs to get a PS5 Pro Culty. It says, and it's got a picture of Mark Cerny looking all creepy.
I don't want to hate on him. Yeah, that's tough, man.
Poor guy.
It would be like, okay, buy a PS5 Pro or don't pay for my rent and get kicked out of my apartment, and then I couldn't even play it anyways because I have no place to hook it up.
Can you imagine the conversations he's going to have when he leaves the company? Like he does shoot interviews or write a book or something.
Absolutely. And look at the face. Let's look at his face. Like there it is. Just like Don Matrick with the PlayStation with the X-Bone. That is the look that says, I know I'm selling bullshit right there. I know I'm hucking bullshit.
We got the best games. We got the best media. That's by Don Matrick. We've got what is collectibles? We have the best games. Oh my god.
Yeah. Too bad you don't have the best fucking collared shirts, because that is ooh. Like you wearing purple pants with those blue socks. Ooh.
You look like the Hulk.
Fuck. Yeah. So then I love this chart. It's so over with Concord.
Bruce Banner.
I'm in no position to make fun of anybody, but that was hilarious.
And so I'm very fashion oriented, and I can tell you that's ooh.
I believe, dude.
Look at the collar. Look at the fucking way he's wearing the collar. Like, is it even buttoned properly? I don't know.
Looks like Norman Bates. He looks
like chime in here. What do you think about his fashion?
He looks like he's about to give you free room and board at the Bates Motel.
Can we get her take on this, please? I need something here. No, okay, no.
Yeah, Brooke, what do you think of a shirt? What do you think?
What's your take on this? Oh, we're being
reminds me of My Name Is Earl.
Brutal. I'm trying to find the picture of fucking Anuba in a hoodie.
Oh my god!
I'm trying to so that could be topped. No, that was fucking brutal, Brooke.
Thank you,
but but he is not the worst fashion I've ever seen in a presentation. For again, a lot of video game developers dress like little boys when they show their product off. They haven't learned from fucking Hollywood, where people dress in tuxedos and suits to show off the product. They dress like fucking little boys. The worst one I've ever seen. I was an investor. I was a fucking investor when Enuma showed off Skyward Sword, and he was in a fucking hoodie. And some motherfucker, before he went out there from Nintendo, said, "You can't go out in a fucking hoodie. Let's drape a fucking blazer over your shoulders." It was ridiculous looking. So you have this fucking man-child standing there with a fucking hoodie and a blazer draped over the hoodie. He's wearing a blazer atop the hoodie is what he's wearing. It was ridiculous. That is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life as far as a presenter, a professional person presenting a product.
It's like they don't have these leash, like they let him off the leash. Like, who let the CFO say we don't have any IPs?
I'm gonna find this picture.
After Concord gets delisted and is a complete failure. You say that the day following. I will never get over that. Like, what the
I've got a picture.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
I was so like, I could not believe it's like you're really gonna show this product off with this. You're really gonna do that.
Yeah, again,
if you would have told young me that I would grow up and PlayStation would be in this kind of shape and state and all this stuff would happen, I would have looked at you and laughed and I would say, no way, PlayStation's awesome. And then I would have ran back and started playing like Spyro and Final Fantasy or something. And I would have totally ignored what you said. I would have thought you were kidding or lying. But I'm sorry, young Phil One Up, to disappoint you, but it's real and it effing sucks, bro.
I'm looking. Where is this? Where is this jackass in the hoodie?
Oh, the CFO thing. Yo, I got so like legitimately triggered from that. I almost talked about it. Like I got like the fact that somebody that high up in I think Sony Japan could say that. It's everybody was like, is he drunk? Is he high? Like that was the comments. Like, what is this guy on? Like, what is he talking about?
Found it.
Like, nobody could. Yeah, dude, you got to read it because it's rage inducing. Dude, there's like so many IPs that they're sitting on a treasure trove of IP. Are you kidding me?
Look at this motherfucking shit here.
Yeah, you gotta see this if you haven't seen it. If anybody is in the chat is still alive and kicked.
No, you gotta. No, wait here. Let me get it. It's not showing off. There it is. Look at that.
Oh
shit.
My god.
He actually fucking presented. I'll never forget that.
Oh, we're talking about this. Oh,
we're talking about. Yeah, look at that. Fucking look at that.
Dude, he looks like.
If I was his fucking CEO, he'd be looking for a goddamn job.
He looks like he got out of a
It looks like some bum they got off the side of the street and say, here, put a blazer on and talk about these damn games. We'll give you a free McDonald's meal.
I was legitimately angry at this when this happened.
Oh my god.
I would be too.
What was he thinking?
Legitimately angry. Like, thank God I wasn't an investor when this happened.
I mean, dude, he needs to get like the onesie, like Christian Cage at least.
He needs to go be an adult, and he needs to put a tuxedo or a suit on when he's showing off a marquee product for his company. That's what he needs to do.
You want to look cool.
That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. That is, he showed up to work to present a major product in a hoodie, and somebody literally fucking threw a blazer on him before they sent his ass out there. That's what happened. And I know this is what happened. I know this is what happened because he never did it again. You never saw this again from E.G. Newman. So somebody fucking jerked a knot in his tail and said, "Don't you ever do that again." Somebody did that. Somebody told that guy, "Don't you ever do that again." Anyway, it's minor. I'm being really persnippety and bitchy right now, but I'm sorry. Like, that offends every ounce of my fashionness. That offends me. Like,
I mean, I'm not very fashionista, but I can tell you right now
that's not
that
good.
Just doesn't work. If I was going on stage to present some kind of big iconic,
at least a blazer,
franchise,
at least a blazer and a nice shirt,
it would have at least wore like a dress shirt or something.
Yeah,
or at least wore a T-shirt for. You're going to announce here, wear a Legend of Zelda T-shirt, wear a Nintendo T-shirt, wear something that isn't it where it looks like you just got done drinking coffee and donuts at Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, no, that's shocking. That's shocking, dude. And by the way, that's a hard picture to find. They've worked hard to bury that picture. I just want you to know that it took me like 5 minutes to find that.
It looks like he got out of bed.
Yeah, he does. Literally, it looks like he rolled out of bed, threw a hoodie on, and then he was about to go on stage, and like Miyamoto or fucking somebody's like, "Hey, hold." Iwata's like, "No, hold on, whoa. You can't go out there like that." Oh fuck! Do we have? By the way, the blazer also fits very poorly, so it's not. I don't even think it's his blazer. Is my theory. Now, I can't prove that, but the blazer fits very poorly, and so I'm guessing like they just found a spare blazer and like fucking threw it on him. Look at the arms. I'm gonna have to do it again. Here, look at the arms on this thing. This suddenly became liquored up in fashion.
Yeah, I was like, I'm just listening to you talk. I don't know anything about fashion.
Well, look at these. I want you to look at these arms. Look at these fucking arms. Look at it. It looks like wizard sleeves.
It looks very long.
What is it?
It looks like wizard sleeves. He has no hands. He has no fucking hands.
It does look like a little too big on him.
It's a little too big.
But especially look at the right side to where it just looks like it's so like way too open or something.
I am so glad I am sharing a stage with people that can at least, even if they don't know anything shit about fashion, I'm sharing a stage with people who can at least understand there is something very wrong here. And I appreciate that.
Do you think he was like hungover and they wanted to cover it up or something?
I don't know. I do not know. I just know that like I saw that and my jaw dropped. As a person in executive level business, my fucking jaw dropped when I saw that.
We're so off the PlayStation topic.
I know, but anyway, so that you have to understand that fashion faux pas offend me at a level unheard of. But anyway, yeah, you're right. Back on topic.
We're learning a lot about you tonight.
So back on topic. It just no. Don't ever do that, please. Like, oh my god. Like,
dude, next time you have OJ from Player Essence on. Y'all just talk about that. Y'all just talk about no.
I think that would probably bore OJ.
Like 4 hours. Just talking about that and see what he has to say. He'd be like, "Yeah, come on."
That's funny.
I mean, so OJ's fashionable, but OJ's not presenting a fucking major product.
I know, but I just hear you just talk to him about that. He
would be baffled. He would be baffled. He'd be like, "Why are we talking fashion? Like, how fucking drunk and high are you?" Like, that's what that shit would be. And he'd be right.
I feel like
So Jay from Cold Knights Gaming, I'm certainly not buying a PS5 Pro, but you do you. If you like it, more power to you. By the way, this is a very mature response from Jay.
Hey Jay, how are you doing, man? I hope everything went well. I heard he said you streamed, right? He said he streamed tonight.
Fuck yeah, it was great. Yeah, he streamed Trails,
yeah,
and we're gonna get it worked out to where everybody can kind of see everybody. But yeah, he streamed yesterday and he streamed today. He's been streaming Trails from the Sky, and oh my god, I'm so glad I watched it because there's a battle theme that has lived rent free in my head for like 5 years, and it's the fucking battle theme from Trails from the Sky. And I first saw it on a Bittersweet Gamers playthrough of AI the Somnium Files. I was watching them play through it, and that's their outro music. And I'm like, man, that song fucking slaps. I'd love to have that. And just never knew what it was. And then I tune into Jay's stream, and it's like, oh, there it is. That's the song. That's the song I've literally wanted for like years. Like, it's hilarious. But anyway, Jay says, so Jay has a very mature response here. He says, I'm certainly not buying a PS5 Pro, but you do you. If you like it, more power to you. I hope you enjoy it. But for that price, I'll almost afford a collector's in box copy of Kuon. Gotta add my lunch money to that $699.99 and buy that game finally.
Yeah.
Is it good?
Jay, he knows it. Jay, I swear, me and him are the same thoughts.
Yeah, you guys are on like the same fucking mental wavelength there, man.
I know. Yeah, we really are. We just, he knows it. He knows.
Juice Man Vaughn, one of my favorite Twitter people. He's also in OJ's community, so you'll see him sometimes in OJ's chat. He says this PS5 Pro is absolutely useless. The lack of a disc drive is egregious at the price point. He's the one that coined the term for Sony cinematic games. He calls them popcorn ass games. Fucking love that so much. Adam Koralik says the PS5 Pro costs $700 before tax. Doesn't come with a disc drive. And then I said also the stand isn't included. I can't even get the stand for your $700 dues and in this coming economy. And then I said the stand is not included on tonight's Liquored Up Live. By the way, even Michael Proctor, the wrongest fucking man in the history of video games, even Michael Proctor is roasting this thing. Michael Proctor says, as console sales continue to decline, Sony's solution is to raise the price. Brilliant.
I don't get it.
I don't.
It hurts my brain.
Caesar says, and this is an inside joke between me and Caesar. He says, good thing most people don't care about that at all. We just want to know what plays Mario Kart. So, yeah, the joke I always tell people, yeah, that's an inside joke. And basically, to explain that to the audience, one of the points I always make is like people will start being like hardcore gamers and Sony ponies and fucking Xbox will be like, yeah, but the Switch can't fucking 4K and 60 FPS and 86 teraflops. And I'm like, the grandma or the soccer mom going into GameStop doesn't understand a fucking word you just said. They just needed to play Mario Kart.
They get Mario Kart. Yeah,
there's a great meme, and it's like a soccer mom lady talking to a GameStop employee, and the GameStop neckbeard is like saying, "But this doesn't have the teraflops and the FPS and the liquid cooling," and the lady's like, "I don't understand a word you just said. Does it play Mario Kart?"
Yeah, that's it. Like okay, yeah, cool story, bro.
Yep, 100%.
That's what you say. It's cool story, bro.
Don't care. Yeah, didn't understand a word you said. You might as well be speaking another language. I don't speak. I don't speak gamers.
I speak nerd.
I don't speak nerd. Does it play Mario Kart?
I speak nerd.
Yeah, I don't play obsessive fucking graphics freak.
Did you see the Wii U one where they're like, I could buy like this many Wii U's instead?
Oh, there's some good ones. There's some really good ones. So
I sat there and I'm like, yeah.
Oh, by the way, there's me. I said I'm done. They done made me break out the chart again. There's the chart.
Break the chart.
Yep, there's the chart. Yep. There's the chart. And nobody except fucking business school nerds will know anything about what the fuck that means. But just trust me, it's bad for Sony. It's bad. So here is Sony. Here is like the Nintendo Switch. Here's the functionality that customers can likely absorb. Switch wins.
Fatality.
Yeah, fatality. So Emily from Orbology, another friend of the show, says I should be asleep because it's like 2 a.m. here, but $700 for a digital console and for features many games will unlikely utilize.
Yep.
Big yikes and a huge miss.
Yeah, can we talk about that? Because she's right. It literally says the PS Boost, the PS5 Pro Boost, it may utilize these things. So like, what's going on? Do they have to sign on for it? Do they have to do more? These developers have to do more work. Like nothing's guaranteed.
Right?
Even though they give you
may. Yes, may.
If it's not guaranteed, why the heck did you even bother manufacturing this piece of shit?
It doesn't make sense.
Like I said earlier, just stick with if it's not broke, don't fix it. Just stick with the original model of the PS5 and continue to make plates and continue to make.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I hate to be the bearer of bad news. It was already broke, and that's why they.
Dude.
Yeah.
And it's on the blog. It's on the PS official blog. It says they may use these features. Like you could go and look it up.
Yeah, may.
Well, you better screenshot it because they may go back and edit that out before you, and then you can't use that argument.
Right? It's crazy. What did you say?
So Justin Smith-Williams, another friend of the channel, says, and he'll be on Friday, by the way. We're planning on having him on Friday. No thanks. I'll be busy with Mario and Luigi Brothership.
Hell yeah. Oh my God. Brilliant. Yup, he's right. He's 100%
same day.
right.
I love Mario and Luigi. I love Mario and Luigi. Great series. Great.
So, I love Belmont.
Yeah, Bad Belmont. So let me get this straight, Sony. You want to charge $200 more for no disk drive and only roughly 2x the power? Got 3 words for you, Sony. Oh, fuck off. in my most terrible Chef Ramsay impersonation I can muster.
He's put in a nice video. Yeah, he's funny, man.
Nobody that has a single brain cell, like a single brain cell, is praising this right now. Like, no, I don't see anybody that's like, oh, this is a fantastic use of $700-800.
Who's the biggest like Sony fanboy guy on the internet? Who is it? Like,
AO is close, and he even said this is terrible. This is crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's bad. You're out.
Like, no.
You're out.
A blind Regions fanboys that are literally saying that this is a bad move, and Sony, you done so hard
to quote
that
Angry,
I don't know if you can recover.
To quote Angry Joe, you done fucked it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then we've got Colt Eastwood said this console generation has been a disaster. And here's my response. So the meme about you can buy 4 Wii U's or you can buy 1 PS5 5 Pro. Let me give you my response to that proposition. How about no?
Yeah, well.
So then, I love this. Tiffany Lockhart. I'd rather order 2 Nintendo Switches, buy a few games, and then get myself a number 7 at Wendy's.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Tiffany Lockhart has some fucking burns on Twitter.
Hell yeah. What is the number 7? I need to know what that is.
It depends on the area. So for me, it's the Baconator combo.
Oh, that's probably what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. Miss Click Gaming says, wait, this is legit. RGT85, this monstrosity costs $699.99. Like, it literally brought the whole internet together.
Oh, it's incredible, dude.
Let's see here. What's Microsoft been up to? Max Landis had a great burn. I said, what's Microsoft been up to? Figuring out how they can monetize the power button.
I wouldn't put it past them.
I said $700 for the definitive no games experience. Welcome to the future.
Damn.
And dude, I mean this genuinely. Is there anybody out there that looks at this and goes, "Yo, yeah, I need this"? I don't know who Sony is aiming for outside people who get new hardware just for the sake of it. Josie Woe says woke up late laugh my ass off, but no way the discless PS5 Pro is $700. This is the most pointless cash grab mid-gen refresh I've seen. Nintendo Prime, by the way, this is really interesting, actually, coming from Prime. So Prime says they should have let Digital Foundry take a true deep dive look, to be honest. All the stuff we have publicly are bad comparisons, in my humble opinion. Even Chet, who did go hands-on, were not allowed to film at certain angles for long periods of time, and they couldn't go direct capture, which was a red flag that their preview wasn't on final hardware, or that direct feed would have shown the differences even smaller. Why a company like Sony won't let actual tech experts go hands-on to help them sell their system is beyond me, especially when it's the selling point.
Yeah, and it's really expensive, probably because it's not up to snuff, and they're going to need to patch it, update firmware, update it to get it to actually do what they were advertising it as.
So, Lady Pelvic says, I'm so sorry. Wait a minute. It's $700 to play physical games. You got to spend an extra $80? I think not. Sony is tripping.
Yeah, that's wild, dude.
And then Nate again with a winner. He says they were asked if a vertical stand was included. They said no feet. You have to suspend it from the ceiling. Shit is wild out here over today's news. Introducing the PC5 Pro. That's fucking great.
Oh my god.
Eric Ladd says decided to look up pricing on PS5 Pro in Australia. PS5 Pro 2 terabyte digital is $1,199.95 Australian dollars. The 2 terabyte with disk drive is $1,360 Australian dollars. He says, no, don't like that. Don't like that.
Oh my god.
Pat Stairs has also said, I really have to say that Sony is doing a great job annihilating the value distinction between consoles and PC by making it so that in order to keep up to date on PS5 this gen, you'd have to have bought both PS5s for at least $1,300 US. Just get a PC.
You know, I had this epiphany today that they were rushing right into this. Obviously, we've known this for a while now.
Right.
This Pro, and I'm like, the PS5 doesn't even have themes yet.
I know. Like, why are you rushing to the Pro? So you just released a Slim not that long ago. You just released.
Yeah,
and that's you don't even have a lot of games. So what is the point of a Pro?
You don't even have a fucking kickstand for the thing. You gotta buy that.
Like, it's like, dude, y'all are like doing shit for no reason. Like, nobody asked for this. Nobody's even ready for a Pro. Heck, the Pro on the PS4 was pointless too.
Meanwhile, this fucking asshole thinks it's marvelous. Yeah, this fucking asshole.
What did he say?
He said, here are inflation-adjusted prices for mainline PlayStation consoles. For context.
So he's defending it. And
he's defending the pricing. Yeah.
You know why? Because he's gonna get a free one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah. The only people that will defend this are probably paid off chills. Really.
I said even
nobody
Yeah.
Nobody with a brain cell will actually buy this shit.
Dude, I still like even the Easy Allies guys were like, nah, man. Those guys like everything. I was like, oh my goodness.
Even Arizona Iced Tea is stealing on these motherfuckers.
Oh my god.
Here's the actual Arizona Iced Tea. The choice is yours.
I think I'm gonna have to retweet that. That's incredible. Yeah, it's all the sugar.
That is great. Arizona Iced Tea. The choice is yours. A non-gaming company is literally taking time to steal on these fucking assholes.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's great.
I love it.
That's awesome. Probably the creme de la creme. That's probably the top of the iceberg right there.
Oh yeah, no, you're not top of that. How do you fuck up that badly? Like, but anyway, yeah. So
I'm not by being so absolute without the consumer base. Yep.
Like,
I don't know, y'all. Like, I've really gotten to the point to where I feel like from this point forward, I'm only gonna. I was kind of buying PS5 versions of games, and now it's like, you know what? Screw that. I'm gonna buy the PS4 copy. By the way, PS4 copies of games that have PS5 upgrade are selling out over PS5 copies because it's 2 copies when you buy 1 game.
Yep.
Right? And it's smarter to just buy that and have the physical PS4 copy because the physical PS4 copy it can be your PS5, but also you can play it on your PS4 and not have to deal with all the crazy disk drive attachments, internet check-ins, and all this and that. Like it just seemed a better way to go. So I think outside, because I already have a PS5, I think outside of the exclusives or the ones that are only on the PS5, I'm probably not going to buy any more games for it. If there is a PS4 physical, I will buy that and I will just say screw it to PS5 games. And I highly doubt I will buy a PlayStation console past this generation. This is the worst Sony console hardware, whatever I have ever seen. And it's just, I can't believe it, man. It feels like it's not even real. It's like I'm going to wake up out of a dream and go, oh, thank goodness that was a dream, because that doesn't make any damn sense.
Yeah, I don't even know. Do they like? I kind of, in a weird kind of way, I hope they extend the life cycle of this console, but they're not gonna. I know they're gonna rush right into the 6, but like they really should just do it. I don't feel like it's there. Like this is the thing. Like I'm not gonna entirely bash because I play my 5 and like I love the stuff on it. But I agree. Like yeah, there definitely should be more things on there. Like yeah, 100%, no brainer. It's just crazy to me. Like we had like nothing for the whole season until Astrobot. And like we were saying before, like they really need to start listening to feedback. I mean, it's ridiculous now. When you're at the top of the mountain, it doesn't mean that you're not going to get your ass kicked. You know what I mean? Like this is how they're getting their asses kicked.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, it's.
You gotta listen. You have to listen. So
I saw somebody make a comment. It was like, it's. I know they were joking. They're like, it's. Sony has given Sega the opportunity to come in and bring console back and just dumb. And I was like, I wish Sega would. I wish Sega would. Because at this point, we need somebody new to come in and disrupt some shit. That might shake some stuff.
I would.
That would be nice,
and I would love for Sega to do it because Sega, unlike Microsoft and Sony, they're PC roots companies. I would love for another arcade roots company like Nintendo, Sega being one of those. I would love for Sega to come back into the games industry. As a hardware producer, I would love it. Now, 100%.
I mean, with all the IPs they got, like owning Atlas and all the Sonic. Imagine if we just woke up one day and all those like Sonic games and Atlas games, all that stuff, it just disappeared from all the other consoles, and now you got to buy the Sega system in order to get all those games, and everybody would buy it because people would want the Shin Megami Tensei, the Persona 6, the whatnot. Like, oh my goodness. Sega would dominate. And what if they called it Dreamcast 2?
Yeah.
That's another company that's actually
100%, yeah.
Yeah.
That's another company that's been listening to feedback.
Yeah, to quote a buddy of mine, like literally, like I guess my final word that I'll give on this is for my buddy who has a PS5, and he's like, but he saw the PS5 Pro, and he's like, man, they haven't even fucking utilized this system. I use this system to stream Amazon Prime. He's like, it's a $600 Amazon Prime streaming device.
They really didn't, but at least like the argument would be like, yeah, there's definitely more things on there. You can kind of see that.
But his point is, he didn't get his money. He didn't get any of his money's worth.
Yeah, it's weird, man. It's so strange.
So, all right, look at the comments. So, Brick Barnes says, I love Trials. Now, is that the motorcycle game? I think that,
I think Trails.
Oh, Trails. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Trails.
Yeah, Trails. Trails. I've played Trails from Zero. It's the only one I've played so far, and I fucking love Trails from Zero. It's good. It's really good. Brooke Barnes also says, I've been wondering why I woke up this morning. There was, if you woke up early for the PS5 Pro, you were fucking sorely disappointed. Like, oh my gosh. All I can say is kill me about the PS5 Pro. well, we want you to live, because
I would like people to live.
Yeah, we want you to live, because there's thankfully Nintendo is hopefully gonna not fuck this up again. Hopefully.
Hold on. I was gonna say, hold on a second. There's like a 30% chance at least something will go wrong.
No, there's more than that.
40.
Nintendo is in the position right now.
It's their game to lose.
To see everything that's going on with Microsoft, see everything that's going on with Sony, and they have an opportunity to kick major ass.
Yeah.
If they don't actually take advantage of this and do something really amazing that is worthwhile, then they just done effed it up too. And I really hope they don't. I really hope. Because Nintendo is literally the last bastion of physical games we have. And if they go sideways too, we are screwed. You better hope you got a lot of retro games, and you better hope you got like a big Switch collection or PS4, whatever it is, because you ain't going to be owning your games much longer. That's just how I feel.
The hits keep coming. I've got to share this real quick. The hits just keep coming. Buy my special Coke Zero instead of PS5 Pro. Pre-order soon. Can not included. Sold separately. 0 calorie cola.
Oh my gosh! What the?
Oh, that's fucking awesome. Oh, the hits keep coming, man. They just keep coming.
That's great.
Holy crap.
So yeah, that's that. So I guess I'll end with my kind of. We'll finally end, since we come around to Nintendo. I'll go ahead and read my analysis to you guys, because that's the thing. Like, it is all Nintendo's game to lose. It is 100% Nintendo's game to lose or win at this point. It's really going to depend on what they do during this transition, which I think they're terrified of. I think they're rightfully terrified of it. The macroeconomic headwinds are as bad as I've ever seen them. And I said, until we see hardware and launch titles, Nintendo's next prognosis is cautiously negative. Switch was a boat with no expectations, sailing a blue ocean in good times. Next is going to be the boat with big expectations, selling a red ocean in bad times. And what I mean by red ocean is now you've got Switch was novel. When the Switch first showed up, there was nothing like it. And even though they don't compete massively, now you've got ROG Allies and Steam Decks. You got a million fucking competitors. So that hybrid space has become a red ocean space. I said, unless the hardware and software change this equation, I only see decline from Switch to Nintendo next, with the only question being how much of a decline that will be. And I seriously question how anyone looking at the whole picture can see anything else. So I guess as a last thing, I'll open it to you guys. Am I missing something? Is there anything that you guys see that I don't?
Like, in terms of what, man, I'm getting confused.
Well, I mean, I think I presented an overall picture of how I think the whatever the Nintendo Next is going to do. I call it Nintendo Next because I'm not even fucking convinced it's a Switch 2. I'm really not. I don't know. I don't know that. Nobody fucking knows that. We don't know what they're going to do.
Right.
But their approach is, until I see the hardware and until I see the software, I can't give a prognosis, except I know the macroeconomics in 2017 were much better than they are in 2024. And that's going to have an impact, just like Sony and Microsoft have discovered.
I think I don't know. I'm, again, no expert here. Don't quote me. If Nintendo operates at 60%, that's still going to be friggin' awesome, in my opinion.
Yes, and you're right. You're 100% right.
But I talked to you about this.
Yeah, it's still a decline from Switch, but I don't know if they can have an increase from Switch. Now, the investors will expect that. Your job is to make more money. It's that bullshit thing about constant, never-ending, unlimited growth. It's not true, but your job as an executive is to make that happen for investors. Now, that's why they're
Sure.
invested in the theme parks. That's why they're invested in the movies. But a big part of that revenue is going to be whatever the fuck this new system is. Now, you're right. The only thing they have to do is not lose money. That's all they have to do is not lose. So can we be in a situation where the Nintendo Next can be a market decline from the Switch and still succeed? Yes.
Honestly, currently, with how much Microsoft and Sony are effing up,
that's the other
if
thing.
The next Switch thing, or even if it's not another Switch, is a decline, it's still going to be success because it's going to be better than whatever they're doing.
Well, that's what I said today.
When your options, when your options are this piece of crap, that piece of crap, expensive PC hybrids, or a cheaper alternative, or whatever Nintendo's going to do, you're going to kind of go with Nintendo because, well, the previous system was so damn good. This one's got to be good too. And the other options are kind of shit. So let's go with Nintendo again.
I wasn't really going in with the perspective of like, will it be this banger size like amount of sales? Like, maybe the first year or so it's not going to be as good as like what they want it to be. I don't know, but I'm just saying like because we talked about this, like the way that they have things lined up right now, dude. Like they could operate with a broken leg, so to speak, and I genuinely feel like they could really kick ass. Like, again, nothing's perfect. We could sit here and we could talk about the perfect lineup of games and all this nonsense, whatever, fine. But like realistically speaking, look how many I said this, dude, like look how many of their teams have been a little bit MIA. Look at what they've shown you so far a little bit, like Metroid Prime 4 and all that. We talked about the new Pokemon coming out. Like they're gonna have some stuff, dude. Like that, I think at least the first 2 years of that thing is gonna be rocking. And I really believe that. Like I usually don't work myself into a shoot like this, but I genuinely think this one is the one that they're kind of setting themselves up.
One of the great things about the massive success of the Switch is it does buy them time. So traditionally, anybody who's ever studied Nintendo or been an investor with Nintendo knows that the real bottleneck is always software. It's not hardware. The hardware is always done. It's actually what happened to the GameCube, by the way. It's what happened to the GameCube. Hardware is done, but they're waiting on the software, guys. That has been the Nintendo struggle for a long time. That's part of why Furukawa said one of the things we're going to do, we're going to, as big of a risk as it is, because all our eggs are in one basket, we've got to get all of the software on one system. We got to combine the handheld and the console software guys into one team, and the Switch was able to do that. That was a big help because that basically allowed, instead of having to split your software between a console and a handheld, now all of your eggs are in one basket. Again, risky because if it fails, there's no dedicated handheld to buoy it. But at the same time, now all the software guys are firing on all four cylinders toward one piece of hardware. That was very big. Now, on top of that, Nintendo has taken a console. Typically, they end console generations within 6 to 7 years. We are going on year 8, and we're heading into year 9. And that has bought them time to make the next bangers, like you're saying.
Yes.
That has
bought the only time I could remember a console being around as long as the Switch has without a console upgrade was the PS3. That sucker was around
the R&D, the R&D, and I can assure you that knowing what I know about Nintendo, the R&D has been done. It's been fucking done for at least 2 years, R&D on the console. They knew the specs they wanted probably 2 years ago. They're waiting on the software, guys. I can guarantee it, and the Switch's success has bought them the time to potentially get that software out. 100%.
Dude, and again, that extra year or so is just going to help them. I mean, we always you say it all the time. Everybody says all the time. Games take longer to make now.
Yes,
things are way more expensive. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
and there is the one mitigating factor that drives me nuts thinking about
that extra. But I'm just saying, the extra 2 years is great.
Sure. The only question, but keep in mind, even if Nintendo's firing on all cylinders, even if they make banger after banger, even if the system is at an affordable price point, is anybody going to have any money to buy the system? That's the ultimate. That's the $1 million question.
What is
and then there's another. And that's another thing to think about. Like the upcoming election, like whoever wins, it's going to dictate where the country and the economy and how things go. At least for the U.S.,
they're both fucked.
So
they're both fucked.
That's also a thing. A thing that a lot of corporations and companies have to factor into as well.
Economy doesn't care about our petty elections. It does not care. The inverse yield curve has been.
I'm not even talking politics for a second. What is the general belief of like what the specs are? Is it like a PS4 or PS4 Pro or something?
It's all
right?
It's all speculation.
Sure, like okay. Let me just say that. So, what's the speculation of it? That is the speculation, correct?
There's a million different speculations. We don't have one.
I thought that was because that's what I thought.
We've got it backwards compatible.
Like PS4.
We have it not backwards. We've got it PS4 level. We've got it not quite PS4 level. We've got it literally the same, which I don't believe, which is the standard Switch with DLSS, and that's it.
Okay.
That would be a waste of fucking time. Why would you put out a new console? I've heard it's a VR machine. There are so many different rumors out there.
You know what I think the next Nintendo console, if I could design it, and I don't know if I told this to Zoo or not, but I think it'd be really damn cool if they could figure out how to do it. So what they could do is they could make it, if it's a Switch 2, they can make it so you know how like you dock the Switch and then you slide the Joy-Cons, it makes a nice little click. Well, how about you make it to where you could separate the Switch, because it'd be like a Switch 2. You could separate it from the middle. And then when you separate it from the middle, you can pop a Joy-Con on the bottom of it and you turn it into almost kind of like a Game Boy, right?
Yeah.
So you have two Switches now as two little Game Boys, or you can have it to where it's one Switch with two Joy-Cons. You know what I mean? So it's like turn one Switch into two consoles.
Maybe.
Two Game Boys.
I was only going with the speculation thing because I was like, maybe they're aiming. I'm just BSing here, guys. Maybe they aim for like a $450 price or something. I don't know. Maybe not.
$450 would be good. It's just, again,
that's my guess.
The big concern, and the big concern is all the signs are there for like we're gonna hit like an oh shit moment right before this fucking console comes out, which would suck. It would suck really hard. We've got almost 24 months of the yield curve being inverted. That's not good. That means that to explain that to the chat, because they don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. 2-year Treasury bonds are outperforming 10-year long-term Treasury bonds. That sucks. That's not supposed to happen. That's called an inverted yield curve. Now, anytime that happens, and it happens for that long, and then all of a sudden it starts to climb, which is what's happening. Now, this week is the week where the 10-year Treasury bonds are outperforming the short-term 2-year Treasury bonds. That, with almost 100% certainty, is a harbinger of a recession. That's what that is. When that happens, that's bad. And so that's part of what's happening. The other part that's happening is that our entire fucking economy right now is balanced on the head of one company, like the head of a pin. And that company is NVIDIA. And I don't know if you've been watching what's happening with the NVIDIA free fall lately, but that's not good. So, and also we're going into what is traditionally every year, there is a sell-off period. There's a bargain hunting and a sell-off period. Typically happens in the fall through October. And so when you combine all of these factors, you are looking at a really, really rough environment to sell anything in, let alone a luxury electronic like a new Switch when the regular Switch works perfectly well, or a PS5 Pro. It's going to be rough waters. And again, all of this is already predetermined. All of this is already it's in play. So that's what I mean. It doesn't really matter what the fuck happens with any given election. Doesn't really matter what happens with the specs that Nintendo chooses. they're going to face one of the roughest economies we've had since 2008 is going to be my prediction. And that's going to be pretty tough. It's going to be a pretty tough thing to climb out of compared to the 2017 when we had relatively stable macroeconomic conditions, relatively stable economy in comparison. It's not the same. It's not the same place it was. And we're looking, and this depends on how far it goes. If we're looking at a 2008 level event, we got a lot of bullshit coming our way. If we're looking at a lesser event, or even better, there's some economic experts saying that this inverted yield curve may not even might not even be a harbinger of an economic downturn. That the chips have changed because of the way the Federal Reserve basically has their foot on the liquidity pump of the world, and they can basically pump money when needed. That was something they changed post 2008. If they're able to have that flexibility, they may be able to avert that, is what kind of the other conventional thinking is. So we're either going to have a correction or a recession, and neither one of those is going to be great for Nintendo or Sony or anybody selling a luxury electronic.
Damn. That's all I gotta say to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, bro.
That's why right now I don't see a lot of people really caring that much about video games when they're probably more concerned about trying to pay their bills, feed their family.
It does. It
just get by with life.
It makes it tougher. It makes it tougher to sell a luxury electronic. Yeah, it absolutely does.
It really does, especially when entertainment is supposed to be an escape from all the bullshit that we deal with every day in the world, like health bills, and grocery bills and family issues and this and that and drama at school or at work. You just want to come home, kick back, relax, play a game, and you can't even do that now. The game prices are going up, accessories are going up, launches are going up, and then it's like it's just gotten so bad. And it's like, Sony, read the room. This is a horrible time to even do this, especially at that price. Like, where is your head at?
It does
Probably
seem like
up your ass.
It does seem like they're kicking the market when it's down, for sure. Like they're kicking their customers when they're already down. It feels like, for sure. So Monster says, "Hi, I just wanted to say I greatly appreciated that, Brooke. Yeah, that was joke of the night for sure. Like,
yeah, with the My Name Is Earl, because I just saw you wrote back to me. And I'm like, yeah, that made me laugh. That was a while ago. I wrote that.
Appreciate the. Oh yeah, you know me with catching up on the chat. It's fucking impossible for me.
No, I'm saying, yeah, no,
Hey,
it was me, man. I don't remember.
Yeah.
What's that poster behind you?
Which
Yeah,
one?
what is?
One above your head. What's that? Oh, Naruto.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
What was
That's
it?
really cool. I just
What
noticed that like poster or wall scroll she had. I've been staring at it for a while. I'm like, what is that? It's driving me crazy, and I had to ask.
Wait, what is it?
Naruto.
Oh,
no!
Naruto.
Oh, cool.
Okay, so yeah,
Gotcha,
OJ is another person who's been trying to get me to watch Naruto forever. So I should be watching Naruto.
Naruto. It's Naruto.
Look,
I've got two favorite characters.
Naruto, Naruto, whatever you just want to say. It's good, but the filler ruins so much. Like, I hate having to sit through all the filler. Also, I lost interest when they decided to continue it after Shippuden with his son or whatever. I was like, I don't care anymore. I'm done. Leave me alone.
Don't go overboard there. I love Boris though.
I'm not trying to go overboard. I just lost interest because I just wanted to finish the core story, but then it just gets to this point where it's like you got to know when to wrap it up. And I really cared about Sasuke, Naruto, that friendship, that that bond. I don't really need to know any more past that. It kind of felt like it ended, but then more money, so he continued to make it. I don't know. I haven't. That's just me. So
I know when they did the time skip.
Dragon Ball should have ended forever ago too, and I love Dragon Ball. but they keep continuing it. So here we are.
Super is so good. It's so good. It's all fan service.
Beerus is so funny.
They're bringing Dragon Ball Daima.
Yeah, I want to see that. It's the last thing he worked on before he passed away.
Yeah,
Super.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, I've been a binge fan of Dragon Ball, so I stick around, but it's really hard. But probably one of my favorite animes is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. It's like 60, 70 episodes, beginning, middle, end.
Yeah,
fantastic, and then that's all I need.
Well, I got one word for y'all. JoJo.
Who?
Oh gosh, here he goes again.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh, fuck off that.
No, not at all. It's amazing. JoJo's
I was
Bizarre
trying
Adventure.
to get into fairy tale.
You really like JoJo? I thought you
liked JoJo. I love JoJo. JoJo's great.
Really? Yes, I didn't expect that. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man. JoJo Part 4 might be one of the greatest animes ever made.
Yu Yu Hakusho. This is a North
Oh,
Star.
dude, Yu Yu Hakusho is fucking absolutely 100%. Love you.
Rurouni Kenshin.
I vaguely remember Rurouni Kenshin. That's Toonami level stuff. That's good
it's
stuff.
So good. Samurai.
Did y'all ever play? Well, Zood probably didn't, but did y'all ever play Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 2? Because that one, I know there was a lot of Ultimate Ninja Storms, and I love those games. Naruto, I love them. But the second one is really special, and the reason why is because it had a special guest character, a Tekken character was in the game that you could play and fight with. Forget his name. It was like a blonde dude or something.
It wasn't.
But they put him in a Naruto game.
It wasn't.
I don't know why, but it's like a Tekken character just shows up, and you're like, dude, this guy's badass. And he was only in the second game, and then that was it.
It's not Yoshimitsu? Damn.
I think so.
It's
really cool. He was in. I don't think they brought him back with like I think they put like a collection or something on PS4. I don't know if he's in it or what. But man, the original like PS3 360 version has him in it. Yeah. And it's worth tracking it down to get the games to get him in. It's just like Dragon Ball Budokai 2 is really special because in that game you could play as some funky fusions. So you could play as a fusion of Goku and Hercule put together. When Super Boo would absorb Super Boo would absorb people, he would have a unique form. So he could absorb Frieza, and he would look like Frieza. He could absorb Cell. He would look like Cell. He could absorb Vegeta, and then look at Vegeta.
Fuse with Hercule.
Oh
yeah, and there's also a fusion of Tien and Yamcha in that game, but they did not put it in Budokai 3. They didn't put it in any other Budokai games. It's just Budokai 2. So it's worth tracking down to get that for those unique fusions.
There's like a Krillin and Cybermen or something. It's a weird
one. I
need
to see the Krillin Hercule fusion so we can have a fusion of the own characters.
I still have them. I still have 2 and 3. Those are the ones I have. I love those games so much.
Mm-hmm.
They gotta remake. Can they remake?
I'm looking forward sort of to the new one, but I do not like all the damn DLC. Like, come on.
Oh, I know.
Right from the get-go. Right from the get-go, you're already pissing me off.
Isn't the roster huge now? Like the launch lineup? Isn't it crazy?
Yeah, but they're also doing tons of DLC on top of that.
On top of it?
Like, yeah.
Did you
know you're going to DLC the crap out of it, so.
Did you play that Jump Stars game that came out a couple years ago?
I think I have it, but I haven't played it.
Isn't that getting kind of pricey now?
Dude, it's legitimately one of the worst games I've ever played, like in my whole life.
Jump Force.
It's such a
now the good one. That's kind of weird. Is it's like Jump Victory versus Stars Plus or something? I think that's a good one. The Jump Force game is really bad.
Yeah, J-Stars Victory versus.
Yeah, J-Stars is pretty solid. It's pretty solid.
That one is cool. Jump Force is garbage. Do not pick it up. The roster is cool, but the game sucks.
Gotcha. All right.
Terrible.
Well,
I got it anyways. Just just for the collection.
I think we have thoroughly buried Sony. I just want to appreciate everybody coming out. We will have to do more of these open bars again. This was a blast. But
talk GameCube.
Yeah, and no. I mean, I'm suddenly feeling a little bit more gentle toward GameCube after seeing this fucking butter and ham disaster. Like, holy shit,
dude! Mario Sunshine rules. That's all I'm gonna say.
I don't know what's gonna happen, but it's gonna be interesting as we get closer to the launch of this PS5 Pro. What Sony does. I mean,
it'll be interesting to see what the peace offering is. Yeah.
And they got to do something to kind of entice people to win people over. I don't know what they could possibly do other than lower the price. Because you ain't gonna get me with no like free games or whatever like that. I've already got one, but I'm already out because you keep, and it's not even just the PS5 Pro. It's all the other bull crap that built up to it the past couple of weeks. All the negative stuff, one after the other. The PS5 Pro is just the icing on the crap cake.
Yeah, it's the rotten cherry on the shit sundae. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the rotten cherry on the
Yeah, it's just not good. But all righty. Well, again, thanks everybody for coming out. I appreciate it. We're gonna go ahead and end the stream here. Oh, we do have one more question from Brooke. Looks like she posted. Does anyone remember what the name of that guy who was used to predict all of the bad things that happen in the world? Which one? There's been several doomsayers throughout.
His name is Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage fucking works.
That was a movie. That was a real movie.
Oh, that was Knowing. Yeah, Knowing or something like that. Yeah, fuck, I remember that. Yeah, I saw that with my girlfriend at the time. We went to the theaters and we were like, yeah, that was goofy.
No, there was some guy. There was some guy that was predicting 9/11 and other things.
Was that Nostradamus?
Yeah.
Might have been.
I know you guys know who I'm talking about.
We do. There's this. I'm trying to think because there's actually several prominent doomsayers.
I gotta be real with you. I really don't, but I mean, I'm interested. I'm kind of curious now that you said it.
I'm thinking it might be you. You mentioned the prediction, 9/11 prediction. I think. Now, keep in mind that a lot of what Nostradamus did, though, is what's considered, it's called Bible code, essentially. And what that is you have a large book. You take any large book. Take War and Peace. Take the Bible, right? Take any book that is a very large work. And basically, you can, with enough words written, you can basically point to anything. So a lot of people point to Nostradamus being correct. And I'm not saying he is or isn't. But a lot of people will say that the reason he's correct is because he made so many predictions, kind of like a cold reading, that people don't remember the ones he gets right, and they forget the thousands of predictions he got wrong. It's kind of like a cold reading or a Bible code.
But here's the thing: there was this actual live person that predicted it years before it happened.
Oh, so you're not talking about like the old doomsayer?
No, I'm talking about like an actual live person today, like may have predicted it back in like the 20th century.
That's creepy.
I don't remember his name.
Creepy.
I just
you gotta find him.
It came to mind to me.
I'll have to look into that. Yeah, I'm kind of curious because I know Nostradamus. Technically, people claim he predicted it. But again, like his predictions were very, very vague. They were open to cold reading.
Michelangelo? I'm joking. I don't know.
Michelangelo's a painter.
I don't know.
Painter, Renaissance man. Michelangelo was the fucking man.
I didn't think about Assassin's. Was that Assassin's Creed?
Yeah, what a great decision. They made Michelangelo design all your gadgets and shit.
Yeah, he was cool as hell in that game.
Michelangelo is cool as hell. Yeah, Michelangelo's amazing. So, alrighty, well, I guess we'll go ahead and end the stream here. Again, work. It is a weekday. Work is going to be calling me. The siren call of the bed. That way, I can actually function tomorrow. Especially since I'm going to need to. Sony robbed me of all my productivity today. I was online, just glued to this fucking reaction, calling Phil. all kind of doing everything but actually doing actual fucking business and work. But so tomorrow's got to be more productive. But yeah, thanks everybody for coming out. We'll go ahead and end the stream. Love you guys all, and you guys can get the fuck out of here. And I'll see you next time.
Peace.
And